organization. We have bases throughout the world. So you don't just touch an individual, you touch an entire organization, and you touch an entire people who are counting on this movement right here to lead us to freedom.
Why work with Russia, who is a known U.S. adversary? Why work with them and be unregistered? Why take their money? Why work with
Did I ever say I took any money? See, no.
Freshradiovybz,
no.
the
That's what I'm
most
accused
feared internet radio station on planet Earth, the resistant radio station, Freshradiovybz.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Freshradiovybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth, the resistant radio station, Freshradiovybz. Freshradiovybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth, the resistant Freshradiovybz. Freshradiovybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth.
We never stop burning these fires non-stop. Alright. All the leaders them all let the people down. Of them holding on to strong when them a drown. And the leaders them all let the people down. They always let the people we will frown. And the leaders them all let the people down. Them trying to blame it on the dancehall and the artists and the sound. We got it to let the people down. Then ask the gate to use them on the sound. Yo, Babylon not speak them words, but we not love how them sound. Cause them see them one and turn it in a gun town. No forget to you them turn in a gun cloud. Gunshot a tear off them head crown. Well every other day and next body them found. Well in and them own a blood missy said them drown. Who them boy I really wanted for clown. Them this last year I am a profound and say the leaders them a let the people down. Of them holding at the strong when them a drown. And the big guys them let the people down. They always let the people we will frown. And the big guys them let the people down. Try to blame it on the dancer and the artists and the sound. The big guys let the people down. Alright then, wow. Promises are comfort to a fool. Babylon I said them a go build more centers and school. I don't take to see a share and they footless in school. Much less, yeah, you hear me now. But they must say a pencil or a pen, much less a rule. Or who them want take for food, they can't fool. And leaders them a let the people down. Have them holding at the straw when them a drown. And the guys a let the people down. Them drinking the people blood, them a blood down. And the guys a let the people down. Have them holding at the straw when them a drown. And the guys a let the people down. Righteousness not only use them in the cloud. Wow. But get to you no see from afar. Cause all they perpetrate is war, yeah. The youth them a fight over house and car. Who want to be superstar? Lying and see. Them we even sell you out if you and them a come from far. On a red eye man over him on a car. Wow, walk one star. Lying me for the blood, hey. The leaders them a let the people down. Have them holding at the straw when them a drown. The leaders them a let the people down. Why they always let the people live?
Someone who needs no introduction, as this is the man that put forests and nature on the map, not only in this country, but across the globe. Your Royal Highness, we are so happy to have you here.
Thank you very much, Sandrine. I must say, I'm very touched by your introduction, having known you for a very long time.
Yes.
So thank you. Now that we know what's the problem, guard and honor the rights of indigenous peoples and local communities who depend on the forests for their lives and livelihoods, and who are themselves wise and experienced custodians.
Leaders them a let the people down. Have them holding on to showing them a drown. And leaders them a let the people down. They always make the people they were frown. And leaders them a let the people down. Them they find to blame it on the dance and the artists and the sound.
Just working on our links right now. Fire, fire. Yes, the council, the council. No. Yes. Crown. One take for clown. And the leaders them a let the people down. Our sound, our sound.
They always let the people we were from. And the big guys let the people down. Try to blame it on the dancer and the artists and the sound. The big guys let the people down. Alright then, wow. Promises are comfort to a fool. Babylon I said them a go build more centers and school. I don't be there to see and share and make much less is too much less. Yeah, when you hear me now, but they must say a pencil and a pen much less a rule. I would them want them for food, they can't fool. And the leaders them a let the people down. Have them holding at the straw with them a drown. And the guys a let the people down. Them drinking the people blood, them a blood down. And the guys a let the people down. Have them holding at the straw with them a drown. And the guys a let the people down. Righteousness not on the youth, them in the clown. Wow. But get to you can see from afar. Cause all they perpetrate is war, yeah. And the youth them a fight over house and car. Who want to be superstar? Well I hear me see them we even sell you out there. Can them a come from far. On a red eye man who buy him on a car. Wow, walk one star. Well I hear me for the blood, hey. The leaders them a let the people down. Have them holding at the straw with them a drown. And the leaders them a let the people down. Why they always let the people we were found? Yeah. The leaders them a let the people down. Have them holding at the straw with them a drown. And the leaders them a let the people down. Them try to blame it on the dancer and the artists and the sound. The leaders a let the people down. Wow, yeah, wow. Keep it burning now. Cause I will never stop burning this food. Let the them know Selassie I rule, yeah. I never take Emmanuel for fool, yeah. I never take God for fool, yeah. Mama Liga and the mother of the oh. I lead them and let the people down. I'm them holding on to straw when they were drowned. And the big guys I let the people down. They always let the people who were frown. The wicked them I let the people down. Holding on to straw when they were drowned. And the wicked them I let the people down. Then they try to blame it on the dance and the artists and the sound. Enough of them I let the people down. Whoa, yeah. After you work them so hard, yo, still you come and drag yard, yo. What are you shuffle the deck? That's why you have to play so hard. Why you have the people them a starve, yeah. Find out say them a fraud, yo. And me go ask them for them a yard, yeah.
What am I yard? What am I yard? Make way more my yard. On the International Grand Rising Show. Yo, surely Rascodite inside the building. Yo, DJ, what we have? What we have? See if we can send it over. We could see if we can send it over, cause one of them boom man in here, you know, one of them boom man in here. Yes, I. What a grand rising to all our people, them, all our people, them. What a joy. Yes, I. Grand rising. Wake up. Grand rising, you say. Grand rising, yeah. The International Grand Rising Show, yes. We're here today, you know.
Now this war with Ukraine, this defensive war in Ukraine that Russia is actually waging against world colonial powers, not Ukraine as a single entity, but the U.S. and all colonial powers who have an interest in colonially dominating African people right here in this country and around the world and extracting resources from the majority of peoples on the planet. That system, this current system, is in severe crisis and they cannot rule in the same old way. So that's what we understand, one, about the U.S. government. And the ruling class itself states that imperialism is on the decline. U.S. power is not cyclical, but it is permanent. So that's number one. Number two, the African People's Socialist Party is an organization that has been here for 50 years. It is an international organization that not organizes just here in St. Petersburg, Florida, but right there in St. Louis, Missouri, in Oakland, California, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and all throughout the U.S., in Africa, in Europe. And the history of the African People's Socialist Party is to unite with any forces that unite with the anti-colonial struggle. And we feel that is a just struggle. We feel that every colonized African who is gunned down in the city of St. Peter, anywhere else in this country, like George Floyd or like Mike Brown, we feel that our response is to fight against that relationship. Our responsibility is to fight against our oppression and our domination. And that means organizing a revolutionary capacity to make that possible. And that means that we unite with any force because we understand that colonialism is a global system and that it has interests everywhere throughout the world. Everywhere that they are talking about we have a relationship with, the U.S. is there right now plundering people's resources. But they are not under investigation. Just a few weeks ago, the Uhuru House was attacked in broad daylight, where an arsonist came to the Uhuru say this, that we unite with any force that is willing to unite in our anti-colonial struggle. And that part is clear. We will not refuse to engage with others around the world who want to see this system go. We will not refuse that. That's what I'll say about that. The U.S. is working with every colonial government in the world, and nobody is saying a damn thing about what the U.S. is doing in Africa. What they don't raid the homes and ask white people any questions after they come back from Israel, where they're murdering Palestinian people every single day. They don't flag bomb their homes. They don't send the police there, even though they went into international waters in a place where they are killing Palestinians on a daily basis. Nobody is asking them any questions about their affiliation. The U.S. is affiliated with all the undemocratic forces around the world attempting to oppress African and other colonized people. Why would we register as a foreign agent? We recognize that this is an illegitimate settler colony, that the only foreigners here are Europeans themselves who came here and stole this indigenous land at gunpoint. That's who needs to register as a foreign alien or whatever. It's the U.S. government. What?
Checking for the right sounds.
Watch this. I can show you how to get the sweetest deals online when you shop from major retailers.
Checking
like
for the
Amazon
right
and
sounds.
You can
We
drop
are
prices
being so much
automatically.
professional now.
But I can't do it for you.
But we want to let everyone know that we're broadcasting live this morning. Thanks for those who on our line. A lot of people are going live. It's technical. It's technical. It's something that will happen. And, we're just blessing up all the massive them to stick with us. Stay online. We got a great show. We're going to be here until about 1:32. We have this challenge that we're getting. But we say it's a grand rising to all the massive that's out there. Our DJ is telling us that we need to sip off of the lemon juice and just go into the whole thing. We're going to play that tape today and just see how best we can get some energy out of it. Today we are talking about leadership and what does it come to? What does it come to right now? What is real leadership, if there's any, I may ask. All right.
Oh, yeah. Now we never see, now we never stop. Burning these fires non-stop. Yeah. Alright. All the leaders, them a let the people down. Have them holding on to straw when them a drown. All the leaders, them a let the people down. They always let the people we frown. All the leaders, them a let the people down. Them trying to blame it on the dancer and the artists and the sound. We got to let the people down. Then ask the ghetto youth them on the sound. Yo, Babylon a speak them words, but we no love how them sound. That them see them wanna turn it in a gun town. No forget to youth them turn in a gun clown. Gunshot a tear off them head crown. Well every other day and next body them found. Well in and them own a blood missy said them drown. Who them boy I really wanted for clown. Them this last year I am a profound and said the leaders them a let the people down. Have them holding at the straw when them a drown. And the bigger them a let the people down. They always let the people we were from. Them a let the people down.
Yes, sir.
Like to blame it on the dancer and the artists and the sound.
I said the leaders them a let the people down. What an energy, what an energy. That we're talking about, Yo, bring us in camera, bring us in for the camera, bring us in for the camera.
Yeah, when you hear me now, my name must say a pencil and a pen, much less a rule. How them want take for food, they can't fool.
And the leaders them a let the people down.
I'm them holding at the straw when them a drown.
I said the leaders them a let the people down.
Them drinking the people blood, them a blood down.
I said the leaders them a let the people down.
I'm them holding at the straw when them a drown.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that the leaders are a bunch of failures?
Righteousness not on the youth, them in a clown.
Yo.
But get to youth no see from afar.
Grand rising to each and every one that's logged on, whether you're on the radio station where you're at work, or you're just, you know what I mean, just getting that energy.
Have them holding at the straw in them a jerk. You make them small with them. Why they always with the people with the friend of cool. Have them holding at the straw in them a jerk. The people down. Them try to leave me on the dance and the audition and the sun. The people down. Yeah. Let them know Celestia, yeah. And never take your money on the fool, yeah. And never take God on the fool, yeah. Mama Miga and the mother of the oh. I lead them and let the people down. I'm them holding on to straw and them a drown.
I said the leaders them I let the people down.
They always let the people with a frown.
I said the leaders them I let the people down.
Holding on them a
said the leaders them I let the people down. Them can't stop you from saying righteousness. Righteousness exalted the nation. Sin is a reproach unto every single living human being.
Why you have the people them a starve?
Yeah.
I'm the God, yeah. Far I am a fraud.
Adam.
And to strong in them.
I said the leaders them I let. I said the leaders.
Drinking the blood them a blood down.
I said the leaders them I let the people down.
And the check say I do kind in the country and town.
Oh, me sound. Yeah, while we head over to Florida, we got a piece over Florida. This is a developing story that we're following for those who are just joining us. It's about the raiding that's been going on, and a lot of people are not paying mind to it. But you know, I'm living in the land here with our brothers and sisters who identify as free First Nation, and that is the Maroons. And as long as we're here, you know, we have to share the light. So this was sent to me.
They just finalized their press conference, which we were not allowed.
It's a press conference.
I guess public presence was not allowed to participate in this.
Yes.
Conference. Neither were questions from the media, but because we want to explain what this is about. What the FBI police have stated as the basis for so-called investigation, we want to clarify several things. One, that what happened this morning when my car and my personal property was seized from my possession, when they attacked Chairman Amalia Shatella and Deputy Chair Ona Zanea Shatella, St. Louis, Missouri, where our current headquarters is for the People's Socialist Party, the Uhuru Movement, when they broke into their homes and they handcuffed our leadership, when they went into the Uhuru House here in St. Petersburg, Florida, without issuing a search warrant, when they broke down the door. So we want to say that they are characterizing this as some kind of investigation into our affiliation with, you know, Russian foreign governments and things like that. But one, I think that this exposes the crisis U.S. imperialism is in, because U.S. colonial powers have been created against us for well the 1900s. This is a consequence right now in 2022 that we see the same attack against Russia. And right now, this war with Ukraine, this defensive war in Ukraine that Russia is actually waging against world colonial powers, not Ukraine as a single entity, but the U.S. and all colonial powers who have an interest and colonially dominating African people right in this country and around the world and extracting resources from the majority of peoples on the planet. That system, this current system, is in severe crisis, and they same old. So that's what we understand, one, about the U.S. government. And the ruling class itself states that imperialism is on the decline. U.S. power is not cyclical, but it is permanent. So that's number one. Number two, the African People's Socialist Party is an organization that has been here for 50 years. It is an international organization that not organizes just here in St. Petersburg, Florida, but right there in St. Louis, Missouri, in California, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in Africa, in Europe. And the history of the African People's Socialist Party is to unite with any forces that unite with the anti-colonial struggle. And we feel that is a just struggle. We feel that every colonized African who is gunned down in the city of St. Peter, anywhere else in this country, like George Floyd or like Mike Brown, feel that our response is to fight against that relationship. Our responsibility is to fight against oppression and our domination. And that means organizing a revolutionary capacity to make that possible. And that means that we unite with any force, because we understand the colonialism system, and that has interests everywhere throughout the world. Everywhere that that they are talking about, we have a relationship with. The U.S. is there right now plundering people's resources, but they are not. Just a few weeks attack arsonists.
Wow.
Burned down and attempted to burn our red, black, and green flag that
we have some ability today.
There was no FBI investigation.
And, that is straight out of Florida. And engineer, are we getting? Tell you what, we're going to resume to that clip in a minute. Right now, we're gonna, just what system and recognize what is going on. We bugger in with the corporation. The corporation already lost the battle, but it is a serious time because they're raiding. They're gonna start this apparatus of putting fear back into some of the existence that is out there. Holy Rascalites, 22 minutes after the hour. And we have to set it right. We have to set it right because it makes sense. We don't know if you love and share, like and care the thing. Wow. This morning, Father. Wait until some people forward, and then we can take it to our next level, eh? Well, we on like Twitter, the portal, Facebook, yeah. Let's big up. Who else? Everybody will have the stream, man. Just Grand Rising to you. YouTube, big up me, you, man. No. What a heap of things. What a heap of things. Up now. Yeah, everybody have them flag up. So when I first used them when the corporation was over the Virgin Islands in 2017, We say we are going to expose them, you know. It was a joke thing, operations. It's a great is the word, but greater is those who establish. And sometimes when you establish a word, it's not an easy thing, because you will have people out there who, a person. You have being out there who don't understand themselves. So when we take on the corporation and we say, all right, we're going to establish a new direction for people under the excellency and the teachings of His Right Excellency, the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, and the royal patronage of His Imperial Majesty. We set forth no people be treated as while we are in existence. The revolution is at hand, and everyone who have eyes to see will see. Who have ears to hear. Because this revolution shall not be hidden. No. Those who don't want to hear, ears. Those who don't want to see, dig out your eye. But it will come to pass. Our enemies shall become our footstool. Our enemies shall become our footstool. And all of the boots, slave, and all of these who figure more or less they can deal with people in a sense where collectively come together. We can tell them point blank right now, we are together. United we stand, divided we fall. The phone lines are open a bit. Okay, have to open up the phone lines them to get this interaction. We've been reaching out to you. I know the ancestors them tell you point blank say you have work to do, and you may say that, you know, we don't need to work right now because great things is being carried out, but we want all the massive them know say, you know, yeah, there is work to be done. There's so much work to be done. You have international news and people don't rush it, man. You could go over the international page, go see what go on over the international page. Regional page, if that's what it's called. You're playing some things and it's quite it's very mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling right now. It's mind-boggling, but wow, what can we do? What can we do? We have to just know that these are the times when, you know, people have to know themselves. We have always been under attack, but it's more attack right now. It's more attack. DJ signaling and telling me that we do have some action going on. DJ, do we have some action going on right now? Make we see what kind of action going on, man. Make we see what go. Yes.
I even use the term African American. I use the term Africans because that's what we are. We're Africans in America. There's nothing American about us. Our history has only been a history of struggle in America. We are the only ethnic group in America who have to make reform. To get the vote, we must shed our blood. To get our children to school, we must shed our blood. To get on the bus and sit where we want, we must shed our blood. To even get in a filthy 5 and 10 cent store, we shed our blood.
Hold on, let me start back again.
Well, I do not even use the term African American. I use the term Africans because that's what we are. We're Africa. There's nothing American about us. Our history has only been a history of struggle in America. We are the only ethnic group in America who have to shed our blood to make reform. To get the vote, we must go to school, we must shed our blood. To get on the bus, we must shed our blood. To even get in a filthy 5, we must shed our blood. So I don't see how we could be American. We're African, struggling against American capitalism. And only until it's destroyed will we enjoy the rights that everyone else. Human progress does not stand still. We became Africans. One of the organizations we had fighting for us is known as the Free African Society. The very first independent organization we had in this country was the church. It was known as the African Methodist Episcopalian Church. So from Africans, our oppressor has changed us to colored, to Negro, to this, to that. We understand it's a step. Coming to black had a powerful point, because the point was that we were oppressed because of this color of our skin, and this was racism. But this fight is not just a fight over the color of our skin. A fight for power is a fight for land. When Mr. Llewellyn speaks about power, he's talking about land. Our land is Africa. America is not our land. It belongs to the American Indians, and we have a right to stand and take a moral struggle with them. The error of the thinking here is that most people think that Africans in America came here just like other immigrant groups did. All other immigrants came to America expecting a better way of life. We started in hell, which was a slave ship, and we're still in hell. This incorrect assumption makes it appear as if we've made a contribution with our culture. Our culture has been trampled upon, not the others. Any contribution we've made to America is the test of the strength of our culture in spite of this oppression. We are Africans, and that's exactly where we're going.
In your view, is that where you end it? Is that where it stops?
The content was African. The label has been changed to confuse us. If we came as Africans, how do we end up as Americans? How do you end up as...
I would beg to differ you that my ancestors came here in a slave boat. They didn't. They came from the island of Jamaica, and they came on their own because they thought it was a better place to be in Jamaica.
How did they get to Jamaica? They came as slaves to Jamaica. I was born in Trinidad. That's where the slave ship dropped them. We're all slaves. We're all slaves.
We can't solve this one.
Jamaica. Who did you decide to drop in Jamaica? The white man dropped you in Jamaica and brought you to Mississippi. Right. So you don't define yourself by the enemy?
No, I define myself as the fighting places where I'm at, where I used to be, or where I thought I was.
So if you were fighting on a slave ship, so if you're fighting on a slave ship, we fought on the slave ships. We fought on the slave ships. Did you call yourself a water?
Wow. I'm telling you, hey, you're live on the show. And you know, having this said reasoning, because what I see evolving is you have a lot of demon spirit that is trying to separate us, even among us. And I talk about the coconuts all the time. I talk about our brothers and sisters who, and they're not, to say brothers and sisters, our spiritual connected forces out there. And they get real, they can love you, you know. They can love you to the extent where they will tell you they will die for you. But you see, the minute you disagree with them on a way forward, they become your worst adversary. Why are our people like that? Now, this is a conversation that was transpiring between two brothers and sisters, brothers who they wanted the said result. And it almost end up where we're saying that we don't want no one to give us any hands out, but yet still you have a next person who will tell yourself, say, boy, it's not a hands out, it's a gift. And they look at it as a gift. And you're not.
I don't know Freshradiovybz scene. Good man like Ross Gallagher scene. I don't know say that man Lincoln Prophet and dancing. Destined to win scene. Whoa, yes. Woo, alright. Destined to win, eh? Destined to win, eh? I see myself destined to win. This is why I sing. I take life very serious. I am living fierce and furious. They say to fake it, to make it, but for sure we can make it. On this curse we can break it, because I am. You know what's gonna say that man Lincoln Prophet scene? I'm built man like Ross Gallagher. Boom!
When you use the term African American, I use the term Africans because that's what we are. We're Africans in America. There's nothing American about us. Our history has only been a history of struggle in America. We are the only ethnic group in America who have to shed our blood to make reform. To get the vote, we must shed our blood. To get our children to school, we must shed our blood. Get on a bus and sit where we want, we must shed our blood. To even get in a filthy 5 and 10 cent store, we must shed our blood. So I don't see how we could be American. We're Africans in America struggling against American capitalism. And only until it's destroyed will we enjoy the rights that everyone else is speaking of. Human progress does not stand still. It moves. We came here as Africans. One of the first organizations we had fighting for us is known as the Free African Society. The very first independent organization we had in this country was the church. It was known as the African Methodist Episcopalian Church. So from Africans, our oppressor has changed us to colored, to Negro, to this, to that. We understand it's a step. coming to black had a powerful point, because the point was that we were oppressed because of this color of our skin, and this was racism. But this fight is not just a fight over the color of the skin. A fight for power is a fight for land. When Mr. Llewellyn speaks about power, he's talking about land. Our land is Africa. America is not our land. It belongs to the American Indians, and we have a right to stand and take a moral struggle with them. The error of the thinking here is that most people think that Africans in America came here just like other immigrant groups did. All other immigrants came to America expecting a better way of life. We started in hell, which was a slave ship, and we're still in hell. This incorrect assumption makes it appear as if we've made a contribution with our culture. Our culture has been trampled upon, not the others. Any contribution we've made to America is the test of the strength of our culture in spite of this oppression. We are Africans, and that's exactly where we're going.
In your view, is that where you end it? Is that where it stops?
The content was African. The label has been changed to confuse us. If we came as Africans, how do we end up as Americans? How do you end up as...
I would beg to differ you that my ancestors came here in a slave boat. They didn't. They came from the island of Jamaica, and they came on their own because they thought it was a better place to be in Jamaica.
They came to Jamaica. They came as slaves to Jamaica. I was born in Trinidad. That's where the slaves dropped them. We're all slaves. Right. We're all slaves.
We can't solve this one.
Jamaica.
Wow. Yes. As I said before, there is so much that is transpiring, and as I said, we have some work to be done. Some work has to be done, because we can't just pick the way that we say we have the house and we have the slave. Now, you may say where I'm heading with this today. We're heading with rights and privileges. Some people have a lot of rights. Some people have privilege. You hear the other day when I made a phone call, and it resulted in someone saying that if I'm not supporting other people, I said yes. But we have some little things that is allowing us to not seeing eye to eye, because you have to just talk how you feel sometimes. And as my spirit and your spirit is a spirit that it have connection in several ways. You breathe the said air that I breathe. You may not drink the said water that I drink, because we may drink from a spring while you drink from the other cistern. So, as we say, our people suffer because of the lack of knowledge, and the reason why them suffer because of the lack of knowledge is because them don't know the fullness. If we unite for our rights, we will have a chance. Lord God, the phone line I bring up on the radio station link, and let me see. Big up all I massive them over the radio station link. Yes, who taking their time to challenge what they're hearing and standing up for what's right. Wow, whole heap of things are going on, people. Whole heap of things. Yes, sir. I could say if we can start the thing proper again now. Whoa, big things.
My country was the first where they made cash illegal. 2016, digitalization was forced in the country. 8 o'clock in the evening announced midnight, cash was illegal, the big notes. And 70% of the economy crashed. This digitalization is now going all over the world, and there's a war on cash. They call it war on cash. Because cash is merely a medium of exchange. It has no value in itself. It's just a promise. You read the dollar note, it says, I promise to pay the bearer. When it's digital, even a credit card, you're giving rents to the global financial system. But when it's cryptocurrency in the hands of algorithms, in the hands of big tech, they will do what is happening in China. Create social credit system to decide a new caste system. And you might have also followed that while all this has been happening, the founder of the World Economic Forum did a book called The Great Reset on how to deal with the COVID crisis. And everything we're seeing unfold is part of that Great Reset. But an element of that great reset is you will own nothing. Now, I'm a believer in the commons. And it would be so good if all land was a commons, if all seed was a commons, if food was a commons, if health was a commons, so that we had strong public health systems, strong community health system, deep knowledge about being healthy. But when Paul Schwab says, you will own nothing, he's saying we'll own it all. That's why you have Gates, not just owning the seed, wanting to own our food. One, of course, controls the health. And now owning land. This, if ever there was a time for humanity to wake up, now is the time.
If ever there is a time for you to wake up, it is now. Wow, I'm telling you, it's going to get more serious. I think we have a link right here that we need to add to the screen, Lord. I hope that we can go through with our planning. Our DJ is telling us that we are in good settings. This is what took place over there in Florida. Okay, we're ready? Right, let's go.
I want to appreciate the media for uniting to be a part of this press conference that we're having right now at the St. Petersburg Police Department headquarters, where they just finalized their press conference, which we were not allowed to be a part of. I guess public presence was not allowed to participate in this press conference, not questions from the media. But we're here because we want to explain what this is about, what the FBI, what the police have stated as the basis for, this so-called investigation. We want to clarify several things. One, that what happened this morning when my car and my personal property was seized from my possession, when they attacked Chairman Amalia Shatella and Deputy Chair Onizanaia Shatella in St. Louis, Missouri, where our current headquarters is for the African People's Socialist Party, the Uhuru movement, when they broke into their home and they handcuffed our leadership, when they went into the Uhuru house here in St. Petersburg, Florida, without issuing a search warrant, when they broke down the doors. So we want to say that they are characterizing this as some kind of investigation into our affiliation with, Russian foreign governments and things like that. But one, I think that this exposes the crisis that the U.S. imperialism is in. Because the U.S. and other world colonial powers have been collaborating against Russia for early into the early 1900s. And this is a consequence right now in 2022 that we see the same attack against Russia. And right now, this war with Ukraine, this defensive war in Ukraine that Russia is actually waging against world colonial powers, not Ukraine as a single entity, but the U.S. and all colonial powers who have an interest in colonially dominating African people right here in this country and around the world and extracting resources from the majority of peoples on the planet. That system, this current system, is in severe crisis, and they cannot rule in the same old way. So that's what we understand, one, about the U.S. government. And the ruling class itself states that imperialism is on the decline. U.S. power is not cyclical, but it is permanent. So that's number one. Number two, the African People's Socialist Party is an organization that has been here for 50 years. It's an international organization that not organizes just here in St. Petersburg, Florida, but right there in St. Louis, Missouri, in Oakland, California, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and all throughout the U.S., in Africa, in Europe. And the history of the African People's Socialist Party is to unite with any forces that unite with the anti-colonial struggle. And we feel that is a just struggle. We feel that every colonized African who is gunned down in the city of St. Peter, anywhere else in this country, like George Floyd or like Mike Brown, we feel that our response is to fight against that relationship. Our responsibility is to fight against our oppression and our domination. And that means organizing a revolutionary capacity to make that possible. And that means that we unite with any force, because we understand that colonialism is a global system and that it has interests everywhere throughout the world. Everywhere that they are talking about, we have a relationship with the U.S. They are right now plundering people's resources. Uhuru house was attacked in broad daylight, where an arsonist came to the Uhuru House and burned down and attempted to burn our red, black, and green flag that waves at our offices down. There was no FBI investigation into that person who tried to burn down our flag. There was no response from the FBI and the St. Pete Police Department to respond to this attack that came against our Uhuru House. And we also understand that that's not a coincidence, that the only revolutionary organization that's done something here on the ground practically for African people is the one that's come under attack. The institution that offers a community radio station, a newspaper, a commercial kitchen, an Aquaba Hall rental space, and community office for our organizers, that was the building that has come under attack. And in St. Louis, where we have incredible economic projects that have transformed the conditions of our community. Not the U.S. government, no politician ever did that for our community, but it was us, the Uhuru movement, that made that possible. And today, this process is disrupting a meeting that we're supposed to have around initiating a project, the African Women Doula Project, that can make it possible for African women to deliver babies safely in our community. This process is interrupting that as I speak. And what this is a propaganda campaign against Russia. In that press conference where I had my ear pressed to the door, they are talking about interference in local elections and social media. No, I'll tell you, it's Mark Zuckerberg that interferes with the ability for people to communicate with one another and express genuine interest. That's who was at the security conference for the U.S. government. It's Mark Zuckerberg who's responsible for that. And the U.S. is attempting to explain its own contradictions with Russia because it cannot rule in the same old way. It does not have the unity of its entire population. That's what Trump represented. And they say it was Russia intervention in the elections. They say it's an undemocratic process. What does the U.S. know about genuine democracy when it takes the ability for African people to feed, clothe, and house ourselves on a daily basis? You want to talk about destabilization? Talk to Nicaragua, talk to Venezuela, talk to Cuba, talk to Russia, and ask about undemocratic processes. That's what we're engaged in right now. And they are attempting to attack this organization. They are attempting to isolate the Black Power movement. That's what they are attempting to do. And we can have relationships with whoever we want, whoever we see fit possible to make this revolution possible. We will have a relationship with them.
It sounds like you're not denying working with Mr. Ivanov and the Russian government. You're not denying that?
Look, they're raiding our properties as we speak. Whatever you want to know, they'll let you know what we have and what we have not done. But I will say this, that we unite with any force that is willing to unite our interests. And that part is clear. We will not refuse to engage with others around the world who want to see this system go. We will not. That's what I'll say about that.
If you are working with the Russian government, we're not concerned at all that
the U.S. is working with every colonial government in the world, and nobody is saying a damn thing about what the U.S. is doing in Africa. What they don't raid the homes and ask white people any questions after they come back from Israel, where they're murdering Palestinian people every single day. They don't flash bomb their homes. They don't send the police there, even though they went into international waters in a place where they are killing Palestinians on a daily basis. Nobody is asking them any questions about their affiliation. The U.S. is affiliated with all the undemocratic forces around the world attempting to oppress African and other colonized people.
Why not register as a foreign agent?
Why would we register as a foreign agent? We recognize this is an illegitimate settler colony, that the only foreigners here are Europeans themselves who came here and stole this indigenous land. That's who we register as a foreign agent or whatever.
Oh, the God we never see, now we never stop. Burning these fires non-stop. Alright. All the leaders, them will let the people down. And them holding on to showing them a drown. And the leaders, them will let the people down. They always take the people we were from. And the leaders, them will let the people down. Them trying to blame it on the dancehall and the artists and the sound. We got it to let the people down. They dance to get to use them on the sound. Yo, Babylon a speak them words, but we not love how them sound. That them see them wanna turn it in a gun town. No forget to you them turn in a gun clown. Gunshot a tear off them head crown. Well, every other day and next body them found. Well, in a them own a blood, Missy said them drown. Who them boy I really wanted for clown? Them this Selassie I am a profound and said the leaders them a let the people down. Have them holding on to strong with them a drown. And the leaders them a let the people down. They always let the people we were from. And the bigger heads I let the people down. Try to blame it on the dance and the artists and the sound. The bigger heads I let the people down. Alright then, wow. Promises are comfort to a fool. Babylon I said them a go build more centers and school. I don't be there to see a chair and dicks, but less a stool, but less a yeah, wanna hear me now? When they must say a pencil or a pen, much less a rule. How who them want take for fool, me can't fool. And the leaders them a let the people down. I'm them holding at the straw when them a drown. And the big guys a let the people down. Them drinking the people blood, them a blood down. And the big guys a let the people down. I'm them holding at the straw when them a drown. And the big guys a let the people down. Righteousness not on the youth, them in a clown. But get to you must see from afar. Cause all the perpetrators war, yeah. And the youth them a fight over house and car. Who want the superstar?
Yeah. Rastaman, walk along. Yo, like it up on the work.
Yes, sir. Good day.
Yeah,
look. I gonna call you. Let me call you back in 2 minutes.
All right. One up. That's the Rastaman, right? That's
don't know. Pick up yourself, and the people.
Yes, I. We're live in our studio, and that's a new far right. Yes, I. You know, but you have to work with the spirit, you know, because sometimes the spirit them set you a certain way if you do them work, and you have to know how to do it. All right.
Cause I will never see, and I will never stop burning these fires non-stop. Yeah. Alright. All the leaders them will let the people down. And them holding out to straw when them a drown. And the leaders them will let the people down. They always take the people where we frown. And the leaders them will let the people down. Them trying to blame it on the dancehall and the artists and the sound. We got to let the people down. They dance they get to use them on the sound. Yo, Babylon a fleet them words, but we no love how them sound. That them see them wanna turn it in a gun town. No forget to you them turn in a gun clown. Gunshot a tear off them head ground. Well every other day and next body them found. Well in a them own a blood missy said them
Wagwan, family.
Boy I really want it for clown.
Let me say this, my lad. Why we can never locate you anytime you upon planet Earth? You have to always up in the cloud and them thing. We can't find you. Walk along.
Because I want you know say me still have it rough, me not have it easy like everybody, you know. So sometimes me around and sometimes me have to, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Not be around.
Like you're in the office today though, you know the office today.
Today me still out on the road. That me I tell you say you're lucky you catch me. Normally me left all my phone and gone about my business. You know? Yeah, sometimes you understand, sometimes man still have like a female problem, you know, woman still want to try to control man and all these things.
Yeah.
I can't do that. You understand? It's like them want to take your manhood. Oh, you talk so loud. I say, aren't you Jamaican? I mean.
Yeah. Is that
you know, I'm Jamaican. You know, me talk and them have a problem. Oh, it's too loud. My kid here and all this. Me tired of them foolishness there.
I try to put a bridle over the lion mouth, man.
Yeah, man. And it's because of how America make them, you know, them in a man position. Them and them husband divorce and from years ago when them young and them dep on them own and then them have man where
I don't need a man
because
I don't need a man.
Yeah, they don't need a man.
Man ain't
them
shit.
Have money, them have a career, and them think that is it. But they need a man.
Yeah, but adapt me tell the woman them say the system educate them to be independent and then turn them in a prostitute because the amount of wood where some of them are sitting on, it really can start a fire, you know. It really, and it deteriorate the family. I think the system totally.
The family gone already, brother. It's gone. And then this is the thing.
Yes, sir.
Them think it's something good because, okay, I can do by my own. I can do by myself. And this one of me with no tell me, Sir Paulie, you're lucky. You're lucky. Me just run them and move on. Yeah, but how much money you sleep with while you're doing this thing? You never realize it make you a prostitute. You only sell it, but you know, you rent the hotel, you pay for the this, and then when the man this year or you feel like him this year, you can say, go on, and you just move to the next man because in your head, it's just a dick, and you can find them all over. You have money, cause that you tell me.
Yeah.
So me lucky she love me because she must love me because now my man she just cut them off if them this and them that and she. You understand? While I try to preach to her, say you can't be doing that because
they call it independence. That's independence.
Yes.
When a woman can change, her dick regular, she's independent. She's very independent. She don't need any one dick to be holding her down. No. You're not productive when you have one dick holding you down. You're not a productive nurturing female. But if you're taking several different dicks out there and you're driving a car, you can pay your rent, you're very productive. I don't know, sir.
And them talking like men now, like, yeah, me never want him. I just somebody. I just want somebody.
Yeah.
I never want him. I don't want them boy. Them married and have them wife. So why you sleep? Me just want somebody. It doesn't happen at the time. And this is all you're thinking in life.
Yeah,
you're gonna be alone.
No,
you're still gonna end up by yourself.
No, but even right now, if you check the statistics, I do a bit of door to door delivery like the milkman at times, and most time the doorbell ring is a dog with an elderly lady come out and answer you. So a lot of these ladies are sleeping with dogs. I know a lot of these ladies have friends as dogs as friends as they get older, because in their younger time they sorted out man over man but couldn't find the so-called right man, and now they end up with a dog. It's atrocious. It's atrocious. You know them.
And then she keep telling me that her husband or him have this, her ex-husband, him did a cheat with her with some girl, and the girl I idiot, she have no idea. I idiot girl, that's him one girl him can control. No, him want a man, a woman. Well, listen.
You want a peace of mind. Peace of mind. It's useless for you to go to work, and when you leave your work and come back, you come in a one situation where you're in an argument every minute. Everything you say is an argument and all kind of fight. There's a new thing going around named F&F. Do you know about it? It's called fuck and fight. It's a new thing. It's a new thing that's going around right now, especially with the independent ladies.
Yes, but I can't deal with it, brother. I'm at an age now, my lord, where my head, what I think with, and my head, what I'm pushing a woman. Sometimes them disagree, because the head where you're pushing a woman will just tell you, say, I'm not today, no.
Yeah.
To just deal with me and call me witch and tell me say I'm worthless and all kind of thing. And she want me
he's a worthless bomb.
Love up.
Yeah. Use no man. Use an old man and all these things, but yet still she call your phone or text you next 5 minutes to beg you some get the cash up with $20.
Yes.
Yo.
You understand? Cause right now, bro, this one that I am with, me need a little help. Me left from Virginia, I come up here, me link her, me find her, cause me know her from Ensom, bro.
Yes, sir.
Years ago, okay, from school, she like me, whatever. Anyway, me find her, oh, Paulie, yes, and glad to see me and everything. All right, we'll link up. Me explain to you certain things where I go on. Me say, I have to go move back to New York, because things now work out when I'm there and thing. Yes, when me reach, me link her, from me link her, me there yard. You understand? Me never sleep with her at Jamaica. I was my girl at Jamaica when we were young, at 13, 14.
Yes, sir.
But she's done pass through, when me check it, all of the friends, man, Irving, John, Dennis Ree, all of my handsome party then.
Groupie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
but hold on. Because we don't know if we could get chicken for the line, because when you talk to chicken, see, I'm trying to reach out to you, Because what we find out now is that you see the circle of friends where we formed as young people, and them we are searched back on as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end,
Shall it be in the end.
So last year, my lord. Zine, and we stay so back and we say, me talk to chicken and me bring up a lot of things where we walk through. Me meet a said damsel like that about 4 years back, where the little damsel usually go school and she look sexy and everything, and me always want to explore her garden. And it so happen where the good Lord presented at an appropriate time where she did water pipe. I know I'm going to go water the garden, my lord, and wet it up, man. I tell you. But what we find out is only memories that don't live like people do. It's still that the garden, everything mash up, all the Joseph coat get dig up, the red rose get popped down, coat like tree tear down. The garden don't go that. But is it because
they don't realize that. They don't realize that.
No, but you see, because I knew the garden at that fruitful time, but them know so the garden popped down, But you see the memories of me have with me little bit I usually pass the yard. And the garden did have a piece of bowl like them. I said, Christ almighty God. May I tell you, she have a Blue Mountain Peak ask the my lad. May I say, Christ, if I could plant the flag of righteousness up there, so we are good. And so when it presents itself, and I go so boom bang and drop the water hose in the garden, and me not even hear a sound, because no echo to come back after me drop yeah, God. But at them circumstances that we are going through, we kind of
yeah, because my problem is this.
Yes, sir.
I have beliefs, she have beliefs, and do whatever she have to do.
Independent.
But so okay, she making 6 figures. Yeah, I make enough right now. Me now work. I'm just there trying to pick up the pieces.
Yes, sir.
So me have to lean for her sometime.
Yes,
right?
Yes,
remember, I didn't ask to come here and stay here, nothing. I come there to carry, go deal with some things. I end up me there on a backyard. I'm on here. You say, I'm not wearing any panties.
Oh Jesus.
I'm like, I could go back upstairs then. In a backyard, in a gazebo,
Sort out something. Jerk some chicken.
Yeah, so say.
Yeah.
One pull off of the spliff and to get, you understand?
Yeah, man, yeah. A jerk chicken have spice tonight. And
so when I go upstairs, I'm a pop off and do what me have to do now. I get to realize that everything now them want is lovey-dovey, like making love. She has to make love. She feel like me just a fuck her.
She want her nipple them suck and all them sitting there, And the wickedest thing, charge it. You see all the forget me and float them suck off all the water fight king. It have a bag of toad in the
listen, man. I don't have time. Sometimes the girl come home in the middle day from her job. And come upstairs, come lay down with me now. Lay down, 3 o'clock in the day. No, I'm there the whole day. No, when me lay down, me no want to lay down.
So the bills them done pay and everything, and she want a rest time, or the bills them not pay and she want to lay down?
PR bills, always pay. Yes, you understand? Sir. Because that's how them go school and them go get them money. Them like to show off like that, like book beat street all the time.
Yes, sir.
So whenever they make certain mistake, me always say book no beat street. You still need street. Because when I have the book on the dumb, you still need to have some common sense. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, said that you think it's a culture problem where after we reach over here, so we're culturally, when them teach we over here, so now just counteract all of the survival skills and make it look small from where we are.
Yes.
And then now,
yes, but But then now, remember this too. When the African them come here, them stick to Africans. When the Indian them come here, them stick to Indians. That means that the woman understand. That's why you will see some Mexican come here and them can go to work whole day and do all overtime and come home. Yeah. For them woman not cheating, them not leaving, them understand. Man I work, I'm here take care of the picnic. I'm here cook, make sure him have food, go drop lunch off for the job, and if more man up there, maybe me can sell them 2 plates. Them keep it within each other. Our people now, like even some people, will come up here and will kind of split up. Because remember, I never been to Jungle, Riemann or none of those places. But I can tell you that since I've been in America, it's like I've been there. All of these people, me know them start to hang with and spar with.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? When I first come at them, me never seen a whole heap of some people for say, yo, do this or come the way ya Pablo and Ray. Yeah. So everybody split up. And most of the man in Miami stuck together. But if you can understand what I'm saying, we'll come up here and then we'll get to meet the rest of Jamaica. You understand? Man from Jungle, man from Mobile, man from this.
Yeah, but what we say is, you know what we find out now is the woman them whether in America, cause a man I listen I think say boy when you come and foreign them girl them woman them easy, you know, and them can run through certain things, and you find out say the value in a woman where you look for is hard to find. I just say Mexican woman them overstand, so them man a try tile forget a money for really take themselves out of poverty. But some of them girls are not stick with you. If you come out of poverty, they must say, yo, you just a ways to a means.
Yes, they're moving on. So it's no stick or nobody working with you. And them figure through you is a man you should have already if you don't have. Hey.
So hold on. So when you find back a girl now, say for instance, me find the girl that we did find back from yard now, and she up here a box round, you know. Whole heap a box round a go on, cause even though she did get her work and what she think she was a top notch, when she come up here and see kind of top notch we really a go on, she a try going at it. So she run round and then find out say she not really fit the criteria to be a top notch. And then me now come we still have the memories. I say, wow, you're top notch in my book, you know. You know, and you got some boom now, not even know, so she run around the park and them thing there and done Tom, Dick and Harry. You just remember them thing there. She still, when she find out so she can't correct her mistake, she still no want to correct her mistake. She still want to say, here's a fool that me can't use.
Basically.
Bongo cat.
Basically, and the next thing when you talk to them and you raise your voice and you do this stuff, it's like you don't get a chance to be a man no more. No, you're a boy.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Them say
like you're a boy now.
Them take everything, every masculinity from a man. Them take it from him. Them make you know say woman can be independent by pay their own bill and all them things. They really need a man.
Hold on.
No, we are touch base back with you, man. Because you know me up on the work already. You know we touch base. We answer your phone later on.
Yeah, later. I'll answer later. Trust me. I will finish up. All right.
Yo, as we say, you know, boy, it's really tough still with some of the women them who don't overstand, say. You know, it kind of mash up. Me no, if a woman have, you know, the loud voice and want to be independent, it's all good. But when it comes down to loving your man, you know, you the man said the phone number is there to call, you know, your red snapper, walk along. I wonder if red snapper have everything locked over there, so I'll be things are go on, you know, with us a touch base with the massive. The phone line is 260-209-8730. Give me a link, you know, make we see what I go on, cause it's been a while. I know I think you called me a while ago. We see if we can get him forward, cause I know it's one of the youth them where send a thing come give me what I'm kind of concerned about. Cause a lot of us. Yo, I know you come on for the tractor, cause I know it's a lunchtime, you know. At 12 o'clock, the foreman, the foreman can't. You know, lunchroom I eat right now. You're supposed to. Can't give me a one reason. Walk along.
Everything nice, guys.
Everything nice. How the island treat you?
Yo, you know, every day is a struggle, but we can't complain, you know what I mean? Just gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean?
Yes, you have to just, as long as the sun rise, you can't watch the nice in the market, you have to study your correct change, you know? We not, yeah, you see what go on up your door, you know? You see, a whole heap of raid that go on, the people, them are running a people house and kidnap them, you know, king.
Right.
Take what people things and them things, but you don't know go ahead. We can't watch them nice there.
Yeah, that's why I say the people got to come together, guys. You know, we got to follow the same order. We can't be separated, going in different directions, you know?
Yes. Well, my thing is, you see me, I push the indigenous rights and everybody I come round to it, you know? That's
what we say, maroon government. That's what we say.
Yes, maroon government. True. Yeah. This man.
Easy.
Yeah, you know, see, but I'm not even take a whiff off of the thing yet.
That's why I say you got a big spliff there.
I want to tell us, you know, it's in the heavens, man. You know, the heavens. But this Uhuru, may I try to touch base with him, cause just like how them running for the president, them running for the Black Panther the other day, 2 weeks ago.
Same mentality today, guys. That's why they created the organization called FBI, you know?
Yeah, this thing and name F.
Same mentality. That's why the people don't realize we're fighting the same mentality. 450 years passed by, but the mentality didn't change.
Yes, I. Well, the organization was formed for that purpose, to meddle in the progress of progressive people. So, you know, over the last 50 years, they have seen the birth of several prosperous movements, and they themselves have tried to tackle it and label it. You notice every time we find ourselves, them label we different. You know that, right?
That's right.
Yeah, man. Then them up, because if they don't label us, that's how they get to divide and rule us. That's why when we say maroon government, a lot of people will listen, them still play difficult, but we have to find a collective measure for really move through.
Thank you. Because on that point, right, what happening now, geopolitics is the new front lines, you know. And that's why we have the internet, and that's why we have social media, because geopolitics requires every nation and every people to be informed.
Yes, I.
And the situation that so-called black people that we know is African descendants, Maroons, what we face with, whether we in the Caribbean, Americas, or in the South Americas, or in the North Americas, whether we in the Western Hemisphere or the Eastern Hemisphere, the situation we face it right now is as the world creates a new world order for the future, because the old one falling apart is crumbling.
Well,
and, so we now are being forced, right? We are being forced. We are being required by this war, this issue between Russia and Ukraine. Now we're being dragged into it. You saw me make a reference to the fact that Tatola, as a nation, Virgin Islands, played a direct role, right, in sanctioning the Russian assets. This was a couple months ago, but the situation is bigger than that now, because the West is pressuring Africa and African countries with African peoples not to align with anything to do with the Russian state and the Russian assistance to our countries, whether it be in the Americas or in the East. So it's a geopolitical warfare for your minds and for your hearts. And
yeah, but on a fundamental level, for the people who are listening right now, this illusion of a white oppression or suppression, should we call it? Because as much as we want to say that Russia is in the right to really perpetrate the wrongs that the oppressors have been doing. Because when the US entered Iraq, it was illegal. When they entered Libya, it was illegal. When them from the day them enter Ethiopia, and His Imperial Majesty tell them, say, yo, today for me, tomorrow for you. It reached the level there. Now Russia on the next and now suppressing of our existence in a self-aware collective security for surety. We no see it as spreading in Russia when it comes on to us as Maroon. But them not really, it's like say, them not care about it, but that them can use it as a tool for say, well, here we know. Make we try separate the continent and make it look, one of we look good, one of we look bad. I don't support Russia, nor the West, nor America. I don't support the corporation with what the corporation do, because the corporation is a collective thing and Russia is part of the corporation. This is an illusion. Yes, I know. Yeah, like we last time, I'm up on the walk. Yo, people, if you don't want forward, on the call at 260-209. In which part the reasoning take the item can reach tonight, you know. My thing is, we're going to play a piece of tape, because this tape is what we are talking about, where I, as a Maroon, exist in a land named El Morocco, the capture land. Zine? And we see where a time Marcus Garvey Earthstrong just gets celebrated on the 17th of April. The beefsteak what Marcus Garvey movement did was the labeling of our people as black. My t-shirt, black. We are not black. And this is where the problem arises, because now that we are united as a people, the color frequency and mash way up. Yeah, man, I wonder what going on. Yo, what go on, writer? Everything is everything?
Yeah, brother, man.
Why, first and foremost, congratulations on the book, you know. I see book go on, you know.
Yeah, man, thanks for that, man.
Yeah, but you're not even tell me, say you have a masterpiece. My youth, you work in a secret.
Brother, from 97, I'm writing, brother.
My lord, I'm not on the car how much.
This is the first publication, but I write from 97.
Oh yeah, forget so we end up on the bridge with Richie Long. You not tell me.
Alright.
The book account. Yeah.
From song to story to poetry, I write long time, man.
So it
I just dig up on that one. That go on to fire, brother. The farmers are going on with the thing, you know.
Yeah, I love a campaign.
Like the first.
I love a campaign.
Like the first week, because I put it out. I put it out the Wednesday, and by the Saturday, them email me and say, go number one in Latin America and the Caribbean for among the new book for the month. And I take 40 and go number one among the new book for the month.
People, before we go any further, because you know, heights of great man reach and kept was not attained by sudden flight, but while some of them did asleep, most of my friends and brethren them were tiling through the night. And when I'm a brethren this way, yeah, we are hours of morning, or sometime 1 o'clock, we just step on the corner reason, and he has put out a book right now. This book has been getting some major reviews when it comes down to my circle of people. Everybody in my circle, I say, I fling it up and say, yeah, we get my coffee. So, with that being said, more there, introduce yourself and tell us about this great novel where we can respond to and we can read into.
So first and foremost, the name is Eval Dillon. From the Portmore era, now residing in Florida.
Yes,
So this book that I wrote is titled Chronicles of a Broken Heart. And as the title says, we all can relate to that. Every human being, even animals, relate to a broken heart.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, because it's an emotion that everyone definitely can feel.
Chronicles of a broken heart. Yeah, yes. Talk before me have some chapters where you know, we're not going to talk about all, but some of the chapters and the content.
Yeah, because at the moment I'm on the job, but they don't know. We have to make time for you, because from what you call it.
Just a minute.
Yes, so basically, in writing this book, it was based on personal experience because, during high school days and coming right up, even in adult stages, we experienced that. Plus, we have friends that have experienced that we have had to counsel and talk to them about it also and receive counseling ourselves. Plus, we have even strangers and even like social media people that reach out to me, we are talking and they're like, I'm feeling down, and I'm like, what happened? And they're saying that this had happened in their relationship, and like just by talking to them, all these things were just being like it was in my brain and needed to come out, so I decided let's put it on paper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I definitely know that it will resonate with everybody because every single person must, if it is an high school crush or a primary school crush, you must have had that feeling of projection at some point in time.
Me like how you put it as a chronicle. That means that we have volume 1, volume 2, and more coming up.
Yeah, well, I have a next book coming soon that's definitely for the ladies mostly, titled Sweet Sexual Seduction. And that's the one that everybody definitely craving for.
Sweet Sexual
Seduction.
Red Snapper could have related to me, yeah.
As the name speaks, and it's something that has been planned, orchestrated in terms of once you got emotions, then you know that it's gonna lead to that feeling next. So that's how I'll go with that book next.
You know, I'm talking to you right now, and I'm just trying to connect the dots. And what the dots are connecting is at them kind of thing you make Donna Lee can get fine, sweet, sedative seduction plus chronicle of a broken heart. You think how a female talk to me, because
hold on. One more thing again, but then the third one that is coming after the Sweet Sexual Seduction now is titled Soul Food.
Bongo cat.
Yes, so that is where it's heading to. So once you go kind of your heart broken, and then you find out that Sweet Sexual Seduction again, and then you need to find the soul food now, which is going to sustain the relationship so your heart won't get broken again.
Why you think man from Mars and woman from Jupiter still at number 1? Because me not see woman and man connect on the love level where I expect it.
Love can't do it. Love can't keep man and woman together. It has to be a spiritual connection.
A spiritual.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with emotions and loving and attraction towards each other.
You notice you never say a religious connection, but a spiritual connection.
No, religion is different. From my point of view, which I've been getting a lot of backlash for it, I think religion is mostly confusion because everybody have a different type of religion. So they want to go into that topic. I just deal with soul as in spiritually. Because that's the main thing.
You have to come back again. Give me the name of the book, because you have to go forward again, make we get a more in depth.
All right, so the book that's out right now is Chronicles of a Broken Heart. It's on Amazon, and the name is Eval Dillon. So once you find the name and the book together, it's a brown cover with the art on it. It's broken, all designed by me. Everything has been written, edited, designed.
Yeah. See, I get all that one link. There's somebody one next copy of the book. So you thought,
Yeah.
You thought people.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send you the link to the book after
right
I come off the phone, and a picture also.
Yeah.
So anybody want to find it by seeing the name, because I think you have like 2 other books with the same name, with a similar name.
Okay.
But the cover of my book is brown. I definitely a brown book, so you know that will definitely give you a different. You will see it. Yeah.
All right. Well, after you send me those links, I'm going to try line up something properly one of these mornings. So when you're not working, sipping on some coconut water and finishing off the next novel, because now that we have, give me the 3 name again: Chronicle of a Broken Heart, Sweet and Seductive Production,
Sweet Sexual Seduction, and then Soul Food.
And
bro, it's like I have like a catalog of books working on right now. Right now, presently, I'm working on like 10 books. I was writing like whatever vibe come across, I write a paragraph in that book. And tomorrow, because I have I have one called the League of Champions. That's the story of an African footballer and his whole journey to Europe.
Yes.
The whole rebel war and everything, and then elevating to playing for the national team in one of the European countries, and then racism and the whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Go on, because
it's that, trust me, it's endless.
Well, you know that we have started the Maroon Chronicles, and we're going to need your author skill on it, because so much of our there's not a chronicle about the Maroons, and you yourself is a very prominent Maroon by not only your appearance but your cultural and how we usually roll. And I think some of these things,
and the most important part of it is the mental frame of mind.
Yes. Yes.
The Afrocentric thing, definitely.
I want to tell us we have a maroon book for the woman them called Nurturing. Cause we want the woman them know the difference, and the man them to know the difference between wealth and riches. We have a lot of rich people out there who say them alright, but them poor in the sight of being wealthy, so the maroon legacy. But that's a whole thing. I call you today, and we're going to get it. Send the picture them to me, cause Canada over there, so I give me a lot of talk about fair relationships. So no man never pay her rent yet, or any of our bills, and she can pay it on her own. I got to talk to some of them so-called independent.
Yeah, well, no. Financial independence is different from spiritual independence and emotional independence, So the human being has been, tricked and led to this precipice of thinking that financial well-being is everything. That brings everything else, which is the other way around.
Well,
because money without a conscious mind makes no sense. It's still at zero.
You're residing in the place they call America, the corporation, and you see where they even put out the man out of the house. They have a policy when they have no man at home, where the woman get money to keep the man out of the house. So you must see how serious it is. But I love the fact that your book is available. Chronicles of a Broken Heart. It has been going around in my circle, and officially we have to do something about it. But give young son.
Definitely.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes. So as I said before, Canada over there waiting on us, and Chronicles, they want to send the details to us. Our engineer just assured us that as soon as we get it, they might drop it on the screen and make them get a link out of it. The International Grand Rising Show, people, we do this every single Monday to Friday, and it is what it is. We see the stars and before the stars them see we don't. What a thing. Let's go over to Florida now. I think we have the tape ready again to continue what we're talking about. And Red Snapper, I'm coming over to you, Red Snapper, in a bit. I'm coming. Take it down, DJ. Please take it down. Let's see what's going on.
Socialist Party. It was the African People's Socialist Party that did that campaign. It was African. See my public records and the donors that came through that we have to report publicly. See that? See, check our public records. You want to be a part of the state's investigation? You check their public records and see what resources we accepted.
Yes or no? Did you accept Russian money as part of your...
You are trying to make this discussion about something that it is not. You want to know what this real problem is about? If you are genuinely interested to know what this situation is about, not live in fancy land about whether or not I accepted money from Russians, this is real. Not the way you want to see it, not the way you want to control the narrative. What I'm talking about right now is that they're using Russia as a part of a propaganda tool against the people to turn you away, to win your unity with the U.S. government. The U.S. government has no ability to answer any of your questions. None. It can't solve any of your problems, and they tell you that it's Russia's fault. Russia is not in your community causing you to starve. Russia is not in your community pushing you out. Russia is not the St. Pete Police Department that killed Tyron Lewis in 1996. It was not Russia. It was the U.S. government that did that.
Are you concerned about being arrested yourself?
I am not concerned about what the crisis of imperialism and how it will act. No, I'm not.
Yeah, Willie.
Yeah.
We have a crisis developing, and we need your expertise. Can we get it for a minute, sir?
They are accusing us of this is what they're making it about. And I
hold the line, sir. Hold on.
Because the African People's Socialist Party has been here for 50 years. And this is not the first time we've come under any kind of assault, FBI investigation, or anything like that.
Wow, you hear it, FBI investigation. We're going over to our Master of Arms, Willie. He is up to the time. I wonder if he's reading and all of these things that are taking place. Grand Rising, Master of Arms, Willie. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
Yeah, man, everything blessed. Wonderful day outside. Sun is shining. Everything good. Good health and strength. Give thanks.
Okay.
But no internet. I don't know. The internet is down where I am from in the early morning. I wake up. But every time my phone, but not on now at my house. Yeah.
So you're actually on data then, Willie? You don't have any free Wi-Fi, you're saying?
It's from morning. It's been down.
When you say from morning, will you mean from 5 or 6 in the morning until now?
Yeah, it's an early morning, man. Sometimes I wake up at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock and can't sleep. So I'll go listen to the word or something like that, so catch up on whatever it is happening. But from this morning, no internet, I don't know what is happening. And I understand that a lot of people around the world, because they're introducing this digital thing, so it seems as if, I don't know, that could be in the works, because Iran has already started issued its digital ID, which they're saying that you cannot get food without it and all of that. So I don't know if that's what they're preparing to do. I don't want to speculate, but a lot of stuff seems to be happening in the dark.
Red Snapper, you're on the live this morning. You're in Canada. Let us know if you have internet. Because will you sure it's not just your house alone that is being targeted?
I would have to check in my area, although various of us have different suppliers. So I don't know, but I don't even see my neighbor to ask them. But from morning we don't have any at all, and that's strange,
So you're hearing it where in Canada are you located again? Ontario?
Niagara, yeah.
Ontario, Niagara. People, I myself have seen about 2 weeks ago, stop the music, 2 weeks ago, the light went off, and I was surprised because I firing this Willie. Them like what Donald Trump call it, followers call it the third world dog shit habits should not be happening in places like America and Canada, Willie. This is uncivilized. So
I know.
Yeah, talk to me.
A lot of things that they're saying shouldn't happen are happening now, because I was looking at a video yesterday, and in Vancouver right now in Canada, it's, oh my gosh, the amount of people that are living on the street is just not funny, and they are being threatened by people that they're going to burn down their tents and all of that. So people are being totally disenfranchised all over the country. So, and a lot of people are speculating that a lot of developments will be taking place in the near future. So we wait with bated breath. We're not fearful, because we know that the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords is in charge. So we don't fear what man can do unto us. We just trust the Almighty to take us through whatever they want to put us through. But
so
it's a serious time, and we know that things are really, really eating up. And these globalists up there
Grand Rising. Sorry, Scottish Maroon make Willie out of internet in Canada, and I don't know if you're out of internet too. But let Willie finish. Willie, you were saying about your trust in the guy in the cloud coming out with blonde hair and blue eye. You were saying that you're confident that Richard Branson will come out of the sky. No. Hold on. No. Carry on, Willie.
I don't remember giving any physical description.
Come on, Willie. Them say that it's a blonde hair, blue eye guy that come out of the sky.
Not for me, my friend. My Bible tells me that his skin
was
is like his hair is wood,
maroon, and he hair a rasta like me.
Yes, so I don't worship a blue-eyed white man. Are you crazy?
Well,
after those they have put us through, no, I would never. These days,
Sir Willie. Yeah, again, I'm going to say to you, they gave you a description of that entity. All right.
Let me finish. These days, when I go on Facebook or I go on anywhere and I see they put up a blonde hair, blue-eyed Jesus, or any of my church brother or anybody on Facebook, anybody me know, church, wherever. Me say, the Bible says you must not to create any likeness of anything that is in heaven and worship it. So don't create no image of no blue. I say, why can't you use a black God? Why can't you use somebody of our skin, a brown God?
Willie, all right. Know that. Hold on.
I don't talk about this blue-eyed long hair. I'm not into it.
All right. Willie. Me nah no time for going into details. It's you and me, you know what one. But here comes Scottish Maroon. Scottish Maroon, Grand Rising, sir. How you doing? Because I don't want to pollute the air with this.
Grand Rising, my brother. Grand Rising. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. How you doing? How you doing? Willie said that he doesn't have the internet. Do you have internet, sir?
Yes, my brother. I have internet.
So 2 shall be in the field and 1 shall be taken out and 1 shall be left behind?
But we are not in the same jurisdiction. He's far away from me.
I know. Yo, we don't want serious predicament, you know, people, because I am here in America right now, people. And the reason why I shout the two of you is because now that all of us is under separation, we still are finding a bit of division, right? We have the Black Panthers who, you know, they have been playing a role here in the United States Corporation. And the Moors have come up and several other Israelites group and everything. And we are seeing now where the FBI, just like how they raided the president and residence, they have raided another Black Panther establishment, and now even going further for say that these people have links with the Russian Empire directly. Them kind of thing, yeah, my lad, is why we need to unite and be as one. Is that possibly in our eyes? You think we're going to say anything like that?
Well, to be fully spiritual in speaking, we all vibrate on different frequencies. So you will never get that level of order that we would love to see. What we have to do is embrace everyone, right? And try to respect each and everyone's culture. But as it relates to getting everyone to be saying the same thing, you will never get that. But going back to what Willie is saying, the reality is there is no magical man coming out of the sky to save us.
Oh, Jesus.
They themselves.
I'm getting a lot of echo from you now. I know that you may be fixing the mansion because I know you always be doing some work in the mansion and thing, and maybe you don't have your earpiece on you. You know, and you may be splashing even some cement on the wall to smooth out the bathroom. I know you're very professional like that, you know, but I want to hear every word because a while ago, as you mentioned that the guy in the sky, the pie in the sky situation that a lot of people are depending on, will not work. We have Red Snapper who use one of those colloquial profanities, and she's not aiming it at Willie. I don't know why the females are always angry when Willie goes to the Bible scriptures, you know. Willie, do you feel like you're being threatened because you're standing up for Jesus Christ? I mean, standing up for the Bible?
Absolutely not. I enjoy a healthy debate. I don't run from a debate because I know what I believe and I know in whom I believe and I know where I stand.
So do you believe in? See, Red said to ask you that if it's the Jesus Christ you believe in.
Yes, I do believe in Yeshua.
No. Willie, you cannot be calling your father by several names. You can't. It's one name him have. Is it Jesus Christ or is it Yeshua? Is it Jesus or Yeshua?
Well, with due respect, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can go to another country and one product named several different names based on the language.
Okay.
Based on language.
Taste different. If sometimes the product that is labeled here tastes different than the original one. But I don't want to carry it on. Red Snapper is saying that most of the problem that is created now is created by these religious fanatics who have abstained from really accepting that this Jesus was a ship. You don't buy that story, right?
That Jesus was a ship?
Yeah.
Well, I can call my car Jesus. I can call my house Jesus. Okay. Anybody can call them.
But would you carry stolen goods in your car knowingly? and know that it's Jesus you're talking. If your car named Jesus and you carry on a bag of stolen goods like like people do, and you believe that it's Jesus allow you to get the stolen goods, would you feel good?
As I said, my friend.
Sir, I'm just asking. I'm just asking, Willie. I'm just asking.
I'm answering you. Anybody.
Yes.
I can call my house God eyes. What's wrong with
how about drugs in there selling to young people? Would you still?
Yeah, of course.
But that would not reflect. But that would not reflect God eyes, because God eyes don't have a house selling drugs.
Exactly.
It matters, Willie. Hold on. Scottish Maroon, are you hearing as a grown man what Willie is saying? Willie is saying that this is his car named Jesus carrying stolen goods in there. It doesn't matter so long as it named Jesus.
No, so all right. What about if I call my house Gadai?
Yes.
And I do it's a whore house.
Yes.
It's a
what I'm not a whore.
Hold on. We do all that. Is it that Gadai is the person? Is what it is?
But Willie, you have to worship my name in spirit and in truth. You can't, Willie.
Everybody can use a name in the way they like it.
And that is why. No, but that I don't want to get Red Snapper is fuming fire here. You know, she's saying exactly that. This is the atrocity that is going on, where you have synagogues of Satan labeling as Jesus Christ, doing sort of atrocity, telling you to get injection, want to put you. These are what you have to have some morality. But I don't want to stress you, Willie, because I know that you're a die-hearted Christian like several of my listeners, and I just want to you strongly, so you don't buy this blue-eye guy Richard Branson coming out of the spaceship as Jesus then.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Because the Bible is what I go by, and the Bible tells me.
Who write the Bible? Who rewrite the Bible?
For me, it was inspired by God, but written by man.
So it was inspired by God. So God inspired the European, the so-called slave master to have slave too.
No, he did not.
Okay. And when George Bush, hold on, the shocker now by Donald Rumsfeld and George Bush in Iraq, it was inspired by God too, wasn't it?
How does that come in the Bible? The Bible never, the Jesus Christ.
Revelation talk about this destruction, and I think you sent me a tape yesterday about somebody trying to walk away from the revelation points, and you have to be showing them it's God work why these things are happening.
It's today I send it to you.
Yeah, so you're well convinced, Willie, that these are the workings of a infamous God that you can't see or hear.
No, you see, you're misconstruing what I'm saying.
Okay.
I am saying to people, listen, let me make myself clear.
Yes.
I am saying to people, nearly 2,000 years ago, for God to prove himself as God, he has got to use prophecy and let people know that he can tell you what is going to happen. It's not a description, it's a description of what is going to happen in the last days. And he described that there will come a time when mankind will have the technology around the world where you'll be forcing people that you cannot do commercial business unless you get an injection or a mark of the beast that
you're saying, Willie, that this is God's will, right? This is God's will be done.
I am saying it is all a part of the plan, because
God's plan. God is a part of God's plan. God made man, and then he's going to sit back and watch us destroy each other and say that is so your God don't really have a purpose of planning anything, because if you make a house so to mash it down, Willie, where it makes sense for?
No, I am saying, okay, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you are being accused that you're a raper, a murderer, a thief, a tyrant, and you know that you're not, but you decide that you're going to be a man who said that about you, which is better for you to allow people to see how nice a person you are, or for you to kill people?
So what you're asking for is another crucifixion. Scottish Maroon, have you come out of the
Can you give me a chance, please?
Oh, Jesus.
All right, Willie.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. You know what trouble you know. Let me say something to you. Them say God, they said God know all before it happened. True or false?
True.
All right. So if God know all things and know what gonna be the outcome before it happen, why need to prove to himself where him know if he's Almighty God? Another thing. If hold on. Another thing.
One time, give me point by point. Let me answer that.
Don't take a long time. Willie, don't take a long time. Don't take a long time.
Let me answer it point by point.
Why God needs to mash up we make? Yes. Why God needs to mash up we make? That's a question.
All right. So
again, if there was a next, if there wasn't a next God, right, where I compete with, why need to prove to himself if he's Almighty?
He's not proving to himself. He's not proving to himself. He's proving to the 2/3. Remember, the Bible shows the war started in heaven. 2/3.
But why need to prove to them if him already know?
No, they not. He make them. He make them. You know. He make them. He make them. So why am I to prove to?
Ask a question. Can you wait for the answer?
Yeah, but don't elaborate too long, Willie. Yes.
I'm not taking too long. You're not even allowing me to answer the question.
Continue, Willie. What you were saying now? Why God make man? Yeah.
I am saying to you, 2/3, according to what we reckon, 2/3 stood with God. 1/3 took the side of the rebel.
Hold on, Willie. You were told about this Anansi story about 2/3 and 1/3 and a half. By whom?
My Bible.
Yeah, but who? But the orchestrator of that Bible that we rely on so much that have divided us religiously. You're still confident that these wording were selected in its right capacity?
All right, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in using the known to justify the unknown? In other words, the Bible has proven itself over the thousands of years it has been around that its words are true to the point where even the man will ask.
Willie, I have to stop you.
Yeah, please.
Let me say something here, Willie.
No, Willie, no. We will have a decent classroom today. Not a chaka classroom. Yes.
Number one, who own the Bible Society? Let me answer you. The Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Okay, number one, where did they get what they put in what they call the Fool's Bible? Right? They got it from where? The Emerald Tablets and the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Okay? If you're not able to go and configure those hieroglyphics and pictographs yourself, it's waste of time. Number one, what they did after they studied it, they went down there and they tampered with the hieroglyphics and the pictographs by removing even some of the nose. They changed the color.
Scottish maroon. Hold on, man. I think Willie know a lot of things, you know. So when Willie sent me these voice notes like 3 o'clock in the morning of concern when the office closed, and I don't charge him for overtime in a Scottish maroon. Listen to me. The thing about our maroon government is that we don't really charge for overtime. But when we see you pushing the narrative as if you really don't know what's going on, then we have to implement some credit card deduction, and we do have Willie credit card information on file here, because you know our Karamanti warriors. We hold on, Willie, hold on. We are on top of things. Willie, what I want to understand from you is, after all of this trickery that has taken place by the Popal corporations, where they have lied to us for centuries, for eon. They have given us a manuscript that tells us exactly the blueprint that they're going to work on. Hold on, Willie. I just want to show you what we have here as proof. It is proof that this manuscript that we're all adhering to is nothing more than a manual that they've been orchestrated over the last 2,000 years to derail the progress of humanity on planet Earth. Nothing more, nothing less. And you were told in 2000 that Richard Branson was going to go up into space. You were told, right?
No, you on this Richard Burns. Oh,
yeah, but that is the blonde here. That is the blonde here, blue-eyed guy.
I want you to allow me just to say something to you.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
I'll give you some time on the platform.
Without interruption, can you just allow me to say something? Because we're all over the place. We're not having a conversation or a dialogue. We're having anyway, whatever you want to talk. All right, watch me now.
Mm-hmm.
Christianity is false.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus is false.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what the Bible is false. Because under Jesus, under God, under the Bible, we're having a corrupt society, wickedness are going, slavery are
You're not going to throw with the Quran, too. You have to throw with the Quran.
Allow me to finish.
Sorry.
Please. So, we're throwing away Christianity, we're throwing away Jesus, we're throwing away the Bible, we burn all of that. Okay, we're going to take on the true God. Where is your God that you are proclaiming? It has made a difference in the world. Allow me, please.
You said you asked a question. When you ask a question, you have to stop, Willie.
Finish, please.
Oh,
what is your God? True God. You are the true God.
Yes.
We still not even in the corrupt world. We still picnics get them church slash, woman that get raped, abortion, you name it, murder, and the fear God. The same thing as we accuse the Christian God of still that man of your God. So your God is just as far as the Christian God. So
not true. Not true. Let me interject.
I'll share some of my time with Scottish Maroon. Take it over, sir. I'll share it. And then allow me to address. Yes.
Let me hit you for 6 now, Willie.
Jesus.
If you check back, in Kemetic times, there was a time of peace, love, and unity. Nobody knew death. Okay, let me remind you clearly. And we were living under something that is called common law, which is what? The 10 commandments that was given on the Sumerian tablets. Okay, and if you look at them, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's household. They said there's only 4 couple things you need to remain in peace, love, and unity with the universe and with God. Peace, love, and unity. And once you exercise all of those 3 laws of the universe, peace shall remain on earth. Right? Now you have corrupt system that come and remove the peace, remove the love, and divide and conquer, which is remove the unity. What do you expect to happen?
All right, now that you're here, give me a minute. Willie, you've just stated a while ago, Willie, that the God that you serve, observe just as the God that I serve. I serve Yeshua. Now, Yeshua, in its fullness, is righteousness. Now, if righteousness is what Yeshua stand for, within the covetousness of mankind, a kind of a man, Willie, look like us, talk like us, a kind of a man, mankind, they have come up with covetousness. I've explained this to you several times that the albino is not just an albino. It was caused through circumstances. When a woman is seeing her menses, there's certain unscrupulous males out there who tend to figure that's the best time to have sex because the egg come down, and it causes an imbalance in our DNA build-up. That is one of our first experiments that has brought forth a new genes, a mankind. If you want to talk about
Dr. Jacob.
Hold on, if you want to talk about religious fanatics over the last 2,000 years, the geniuses, what they're titled, like Bill Gates, have found a way to tamper with the beam of light and bring it even more. It's even going into an artificial boogery right now. The Bible that you're reading, that is edited by King James, that is taken from the Dead Scrolls in the temples of the pyramids, when King James sent the 80 scholars, because it was a planned thing, Willie. It wasn't a buck-up chance thing. It was a council of Nicaea who sit down and orchestrated the Jesus Christ philosophy and give the slave masters the right to bring over human beings as cargoes. Willie, where are you? The Sunday services are a sham, Willie. The offering plate about... Hold on, Minister Willie. Minister, you've been incorporated in a slave trade and a white supremacy movement under the disguise of religious empathy.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, let me hear. Let me hear what you say.
All right. You see, you're going to accuse Christians of being whatever you accuse them of. All right, let me explain something to you, my brother.
Yes.
The founder, and I keep saying it again, the founder of Christianity that we subscribe to.
Yes.
The Pope. In his teaching or in his life, teach anybody to go out and enslave, crucify, kill, murder.
Hold on. Before you need to say it more clearly, because a while ago you baffled. You were saying the founder of Christianity did not.
It is Jesus Christ. Yes, we see Jesus Christ as the founder of Christianity. That's why Christians
No. But the Nicaea Council that created the Jesus Christ, who came out of two phenomenon to be one.
All right. Let's say for argument's sake, you're correct. I'm saying
you need to read the books. Don't just ask.
Answer your question.
Yes.
This man that they created.
Yes.
What lifestyle does he live? How did he?
As I said before.
Ask him a question.
Yes.
How did this gentleman live? And how did he teach his followers to live? If you can show me one spot in his life, I renounce Christianity today. Because you cannot tell me that Jesus Christ. Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, but you
can't allow nobody to overtalk.
Boss, do what you do not. Nice in the marketplace, man. What you say about
I'm asking you.
Yes.
If he teaches evil, or he taught us to be good people. What did this man live? How did he live? And what did he teach? Go and look at the life and the teaching and see.
No, Scottish Maroon, I need to chop off the chicken head right here. So let me chop off the chicken head, because my whole thing, you're asking about good and evil, and you're asking me to showcase to you excerpts of the existence of a man called Jesus that I told you a while ago was taken from
I never asked you about his existence. It's not in question. I asked you to tell me how he lived and what he taught.
All right, hold on.
Show me where he taught us to go and take people on a slave ship.
Yes.
Show me where he taught people
there
to be with.
There was no character called Jesus.
You know, Willie. The thing about Willie. Yeah, but Willie, the thing about your thunderous voice is that it needs to teach his righteousness, and I'll start with this, right? The mere fact that I told you that the character that was framed by the Romans, the Caucasian Romans, by the person they call Jesus. Lord God, Red's calling in it. I go get hotter now, you know. Red's, hold on, no, Lord God, you know, so me just lose Willie a while ago. I'm lose Willie a while ago. Reds, hello.
Hello.
Turn on your radio, because me know you're not going to cut in. I say if I get back, Willie, you hear the question that Willie is asking about Jesus and these things. And I was trying
He never existed.
He never existed?
They're all man-made.
He was, Jesus.
None of them, not even God. It's all man-made by the fucking stupid white men that went to Africa. They seen the King Pharaoh on the wall and his wife and their kid and decided to turn them white and make the baby Jesus and create the stupid fucking Bible.
Oh, jeez. Let me see if I get...
it's all man-made to fucking control people's minds.
Willie, don't have any...
And give them money. Remember, they're nothing but a big cult.
Oh, Jesus.
They talk about, oh, no, God doesn't want you to rape people. God doesn't want you to kill people. What are they doing? They're raping people and killing people.
Oh, Jesus.
The fuck?
Wow. So Reds, you heard when Willie, because our engineer is working tirelessly to get Willie back on the line, and I know that he's listening. I hope he doesn't feel
of
any
course
way.
He's listening.
But yes, I hope he doesn't feel any way now that you're coming up. But you heard Willie this morning. I did not intend to go in this direction, and it was a different thing. But Willie sent forth Scottish Maroon. I'm trying to get Willie. He's out of internet. I hope I can get him. Reds have joined us, and Reds is saying this is all a fucking lie. Excuse the colloquial language. That
it is. It's all a lie. All this religion shit is a lie.
Oh,
it's just to control people. It's to control people's way of thinking. They're brainwashing you to cause war. Oh yeah, this is written in the Bible. Let's go do it. Make it happen. Because it's gotta happen.
Lord God, let me see.
Like the government controlling our weather and having people believe it's God controlling the weather. No, it's not God hiding it. It's HARP weather control. Go look them up on YouTube. You'll see HARP weather control. Our governments are controlling our weather patterns.
This
got nothing to do with God.
Okay. Reds, now that you have laid the foundation, Willie, I hope you have ginger tea, because this may be coming off hot.
There was a God. If he actually existed, why would people have to be going through this fucking war shit? Why would people that go to church sit there and help the next person that needs fucking help? You see somebody starving, what do? You sit in there and go to church, give it to the fucking pastor so you can fuck your wife. Reds,
do all kinds of shit. Hold on, Reds. I have a lot of Christian listening. And a while ago, one just said hallelujah. And that is a sentiment to show that they are listening. Just cool down with the bedroom.
Santa Claus doesn't exist.
I know. But Willie is a profound Christian. He's been living on earth for quite a while.
And he has been let go as a pastor. Remember, he was fired.
Yeah, I know he's a man.
He didn't brainwash enough people. Jesus. That's why they fired his ass.
No, Willie is a minister. Hold on. Willie is a former minister of the cloth. Reds, hold on, Reds. I need to get the minister.
Who cares about this bullshit? It's just a cult.
Hello, Reds.
Just a bunch of fucking cults.
Reds.
Man, fucking idiots.
Reds, Reds, you will respect the cloth when you're on the station, please.
Whatever. I respect no cloth. My dad was fucking.
Listen to me. Reds.
I was fucking molested by this fucking guy from my church. Are you crazy? I don't do church.
Reds,
church shit.
Reds,
what do they do for people?
Reds.
What do those people do for people? You know how many people go to church? Mostly the poor people, not the rich people. Poor people go to church.
She's venting, my brother.
Minister, I only hope that Willie. Let me leave her to Willie. Willie, say if you can't reach his soul with Jesus' powers.
Oh, Willie, come on, Willie.
The minister intervened. She accused. No, but hear what? Reds have just accused of the man of the cloth of touching her, so she have been damaged. Reds, Willie, what can you say to Reds this morning? This afternoon.
No, man, allow the lady to vent your Reds.
Jesus Christ. So, all right, now that you don't want her to vent, so Reds, you're saying that this Jesus thing was all created to trick people, then, Reds?
Yes. To have people under their little spell. So you do as I say.
Oh, Jesus.
You don't do as I say. This is what happened to you.
Reds, hold on. The minister on the line has collected many of not poor people money, but offering
collect all
money.
that money. What do you do with it? Did you build any houses? Did you tear down those board and zinc homes down in Jamaica and build houses? No, you fucking did not.
Willie,
are you feeding people? Are you creating jobs for people and giving them proper wages so they can survive? So they don't have to rely on people like me that give a fuck to send money down to Jamaica to forward my artist and a 12-year-old son that's not even mine, but he is now my kid because he has no mom and no dad anymore.
Hold on. But Reds, are you saying that you've given away more money?
Africans' kids have been embedded by their families.
Yes.
Yo. Where's everybody standing up to help? No. Where are these church people?
Let's read something now.
All yours, minister. All yours.
These people that care.
Reds.
Go ahead.
Wow. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. I heard you vent, and I don't have a problem with people venting because it's obvious that you have had some bad experience. But would you agree with me? Right? Because you sound like a rational person. That in every situation and everything you have the good and the bad. Would you agree with me that you have good people and bad people? Just like how you would have good pastors
Okay, yes, no, fuck the pastor.
Minister, that's a trick question. Minister, that's a trick. Reds, hold on.
Regular people in general.
Reds, can I intervene?
You learn at home.
Reds,
when you're a kid, you're taught to be a person that just doesn't give a fuck about somebody. Just care about yourself.
Reds, can I intervene? Willie, hold on. Willie, those trick 2020 question cannot work on Reds. If you're going to ask Reds
I'm
about
a Sagittarius and a redhead.
Reds. I'm saying that you were burned by the religious organization by molestation or something of that, and you're saying that.
Yeah, and my father was when he was a kid. He was raped.
Jesus Christ. So this blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy this Jesus scenario that we're telling Willie was created.
It's all fake. I don't even want to hear about this fake fucking Santa Claus shit.
Minister.
They don't exist. They never existed. The white man just wanted fucking money in their pockets and decided to join this big old cult. But hey, you want to get on board? We'll make a lot of money. We get to bless the right kids while we're doing it.
I can't believe this revelation. This revelation. Scottish.
Let me console your wife and tell your wife that everything's going to be good in your relationship. Go to your counseling shit at church. Go to your counseling shit at church with your wedding. With your marriage, and see what happens. The pastor's gonna fuck your wife.
Mighty God, Willie.
Shake the tambourine, my brother. Shake the tambourine.
Mighty God.
Fucking true.
Christ, my God.
How many? And not one religion out there that has not done that.
Not
one religion out there that hasn't done that.
Done what?
How many people you know how many churches are in Jamaica right now? Probably over 300 of them, right? How many of them churches that receive the money from poor people, because rich people ain't going there to give nothing.
My God.
The poor people are, because they want a better life. They want fucking help.
Oh, gee.
So they're sitting there listening to the pastor man say, hey man,
jeez.
Oh yeah, you give me money. I heard a pastor sit there on Supplemental TV saying, you better have over $1,000. If you don't have no $1,000 or more, you cannot come into my church.
This people, Reds is telling out some very crucial things. I didn't expect the thing to go in this direction. Scottish Maroon is trying. Scottish Maroon is trying.
Why should you have to pay to get prayed on? Why should you have to pay?
Minister, why you have to pray to get paid for you? Minister, did you charge people to pray for them, Minister? Minister Willie?
Yeah, you had your little bowl out your KFC bucket out saying collect the money.
Hello, Reds.
You know you did. There ain't nobody doing it for free.
Reds, hold on, Reds. We know you have vent, but the minister have to intercede on behalf of Jesus. I mean, on behalf of his.
Oh my God! Whatever, Santa Claus.
All right, so here, let me declare myself. Let me say something to you, right? All right, so watch me now.
Yes,
we started out by asking about Jesus.
What have you done as a pastor? When you were a pastor, but you're not now. But when you were a pastor, what did you do for your people that came to your church that you took the money from? What did you do? Did you go and, start a foundation and say, hey, I'm going to collect this money so I can make sure that where I come from, because you come from Jamaica, right? So, why not sit there and open up a foundation to say, hey, this money is going to go to ripping down Bordensick homes so they can have proper brick homes with bathrooms and running water and all kinds of shit in their house that they need, necessities. Right?
Reds,
Did you do all that?
Reds,
no, you collected because you needed a paycheck.
Reds, the minister is trying.
You collected because you needed a paycheck.
I'll have
it's all about a paycheck.
Reds, if you're going to take over this, you cannot be venting so much because Willie was merely a part of the organization. He's not the entirety, and I'm sure that Willie don't support those sort of criminal activities that you're accusing Willie of taking God's money. But by the way, Willie, hold on. Willie, does Jesus have an account in any bank nearby by you like Jesus Christ? He has an account?
No, it's in Willie's name.
Hello, Reds. I need the minister to clear the record. Willie, you've nibbled into the offering money as far as people. Does Jesus have a bank account?
Can I talk now? Or Reds are going to interrupt me?
Could you say yes or no?
Alright. She ain't got this.
Judgment!
You know what, Jaja, me will listen to the program. Just like rest of the day.
Some minute. Hold on. Scottish Maroon, you want to say something? Scottish Minister, you're not going to answer that. Because Red's silent now. Red is asking if Jesus Christ have an I'm asking if Jesus Christ have an account.
No, I can't take the strife thing, you know. The strife thing not healthy, you know. Not healthy. So,
Oh my God, this question.
if we're going to have a decent and orderly conversation.
Oh, decent. No. You're not brainwashing me. Nah, that ain't happening.
Jesus
I'm done.
Wow, Willie has jumped out of his Reds. He said that he cannot handle this. Scottish Maroon,
he can't beat fire. Fire will burn him every time.
Scottish Maroon, is there any saving of the religious organizations with people like Reds out there who are adamant that people are being tricked on a daily basis under the religious?
Well, to be frank, you know, Reds is just being awoke. And being awoke, she is
awake. You've been awoke. Mm-hmm.
What the
right?
fuck
So
that means that you're not fool to things. You know what go on, Reds. You know what go on.
Oh, okay.
Your third eye is open. Right? So you see and know what is up. Now, just my little part that I've been trying to tell Willie, that these corporations that wrote the Bible, they wrote it because it is what you call a script where all leaders of the world that come into power have to ensure that the script is being carried out.
Follow the protocol.
And that is why they have to swear. Right, that's why they have to swear on the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Any member of parliament, that's why they have to swear on the Bible, because they swear to usher in the script. The pastors who replace the teachers, right, or they call them preacher, teacher. The preacher is the criminal them. We, the teachers, are really the anointed one that walk around and open people third eye and give them the knowledge.
Welcome, Ambassador Michael.
Yes.
Blessed.
You understand what I'm saying? We shall have the ambassador. I did the ambassador. Right now, when they wrote the Bible now, if you notice parts in the Bible, them say slave must obey their masters.
Yes, that is
because it was an induction. It's an indoctrination to keep us, the melanated sun gods, keep on respecting and worshipping and praising this Caucasian set of people, the reptilians.
Oh my God.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So every time we keep looking for our savior to come from the sky, over 3,000 years, these people from then been looking for a savior to come from the sky. And if we keep on looking for a savior to come from the sky, this is how these colonizers or reptilian is going to win the game of dividing and conquering and get the world for it to be the way how they want it to be, because they cannot live in the sun, you know. So that's why them always try everything to block out the sun. We're melanated beings. What is melanin? Melanin is carbon. What makes up the sun? Carbon. So there is no way the sun could be affecting us earth people, melanated people. It's these white people now who have to think that our Caucasian race, right, who we created, they cannot bear the sun. So they try to send nanoparticles all the time up in the sky to block the sun, and don't allow the earth to do its real condensation process of when the earth gets at its center of condensation in the sky and then it falls back rain. Right? So they might do everything to get the earth in their form. Remember, in the book of Genesis is their creation. The creation of the Caucasian race, not the creation of us.
No, back up.
Right?
Yeah, hold on, Scottish Maroon. We have a question from the classroom. You were saying, Reds. No. Let's hear what you say.
Okay, for one, I am a white woman born with red hair.
You're a Caucasian. You're a Caucasian. Not white. You're
yes,
not white.
And there's only 2% of our the whole human population.
Hold on.
We're a mutant gene that's in everyone, okay?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't consider being white as a redhead. People hate on us, okay?
You're not white, my friend. You're a maroon as well. There's 63 shades of maroon. Look at your color and look in the maroon catalog and see if they don't see a shade in it. We're not talking about you. You're original people before you.
Okay, but I'm just understanding. I just don't understand. The Bible, the Bible just doesn't make no sense to me, okay? It's all man-made. You're contradicting the Bible over and over again. All this, but you got to understand, different religions. Like I was baptized and grew up Catholic. Okay, we prayed the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost. Let me get it right.
Turn the woman in a dopey. Turn the woman in a dopey.
When I got a little bit older, when I got to be about 13 years old, I went to Christian church.
Yeah.
We only played to Jesus.
Oh Lord.
So then that's where the Bibles contradict themselves. They weren't the same.
Yes.
Well, they're different denomination of Christianity.
No, but listen to me. If there was a God, it would have the same stories in every single religion. It would be different. That's where the
right.
what I'm saying, that's where it becomes man-made.
Alright, so what they must overstand now, my empress, is that when the Caucasian race was created 6,000 years ago, if you check the Bible that you're reading now, I'm just telling you, just do your due diligence. 6,600 years ago. If you notice, there's record of Horus, that is 3,600 BC, before Christ. So Christ is 6,000 years ago, right? And the Bible was written 3,000 years ago. Now, you must do your research and see that this is the creation of the Caucasian race.
So what is it? Okay.
There was no Caucasians
the white man
because
went to Egypt and created the stupid Bible. Okay? That was the first Bible.
Right, but where did the Caucasian race came?
No, it was their little stories that they wanted to write in the Bible for people to do. This is why it's become brainwashing.
And classism, my friend. There's no white man, there's no black man. In the beginning, the earth was dark and desolate. Dark in the sense that everything that is of the earth was of dark complexion, meaning melanated. Right? If you look at common fowl in brown.
Right. The first person on the face of the earth came from Africa, and it was a woman.
Right. Which they call. Right. So, which they call Lucy.
Her name was
right?
Lucy.
Check your 1 million years ago, Lucy. They gave it the name Lucy. Right, so we can't give it the knowledge, but we don't want to stray from the point. The point is we created the Caucasian race. And after the Caucasian race was created and left up in the Caucasus Mountain, some parts up in Europe, right? They came down and they invaded the civilized tribes that were there, because what happened, they live in the Caucasus Mountain and they were the cavemen. They were the ones that were living amongst animal and eating raw meat, cannibalism behavior, where they had to eat the meat with blood running out of it. And if you look at the Caucasian race of the today, not the original Caucasian race, but their offspring, who have a percentage of melanin inside of them, because when those original Caucasian race from the Caucasus Mountain came down, they invaded the different tribes and lay with the daughters of men and brought forth Nephilims, meaning other race of beings. And what they did now, they caused their offspring to hated the original people. That is why you find that the Chinaman hated today. You find that the Colombian, you find from them lighter skin, them against the darker melanated people, because they caused that divide and conquer. But all of them that you see is coming from the original people. Original people.
All that thought right there. Right now we have Reds on board. She's getting her cup full. The Scottish Maroon is pouring pure wine into it, and she's also there. Ambassador Michael, you're here with us. We have a tape that we were playing this morning, because just as though the FBI has raided the premises of Donald Trump. That's been a big frontline news, but unbeknown to us, the Black Panther headquarters was also raided. The elder was also put in handcuffs and almost got kidnapped by the agency. We're seeing a revolt in a manner that Prince Charles has said that he needs to see, which is a martial empowerment of a world war. Ambassador, bring us up to scratch, because I know you've been getting the tapes on your desk. What's popping?
Well, when it comes to that situation, it's not a race issue. It's a genealogy and a sovereign war, and everybody has contributed a piece of the situation. So it's no longer so much a race war. It's so much righteousness versus unrighteousness. So that is where it comes down to right now. They're seeing the righteous taking the path of sovereignty and genealogy from the tree. And then you have a next set say to hell with the genealogy and to hell with the sovereignty. So that's the way the war started. That's why the war is starting.
But stick up in right. Stick up in right there, because Reds has a Caucasian on the line and a redhead. I don't think she was agreeing with the way Donald Trump was implementing some of his sovereign moves. And
oh, he's a fucking racist bitch.
He's a what? He's a what?
He's a racist bitch, a fake motherfucker. Put a mask on his face and pretend he loves black people when he don't.
Jesus Christ.
You know,
but hold on, Reds. This is Reds. Hold on, Reds. This is the only president after nearly 25 years that dared to go to the United Nations and remind them that sovereignty needs to be respected. Are you not sovereign, Reds?
Oh no, that's just to get the black people's vote. He's a fucking
let me correct you, Reds. Donald Trump is against the term black.
Oh my God, Jesus, peace.
The term black, because Donald Trump knows that the term black has
no status.
Right? It is own, and as the ambassadors just said, it's more at war against genealogy. Jeez. Donald Trump knows that there's no white man and there's no black man. So that is why they're using sovereign terms, diplomatic terms. People will try to let it seem that he's against.
No, but hold on. I want to ask Reds as a redhead who have been through a lot of hogwash with people bashing you. Why would you say Donald is a racist? Why would you say that?
Okay, for one.
Yes.
Donald's family comes from Germany, right?
Yes.
He came to America.
Yes.
When he came to America, he lied to the people and said that, oh, he worked hard for the money and his dad didn't give him no money, which he lied. His dad gave him money. He bought some buildings in Brooklyn. Okay? He went and turned around, instead of giving them fixing up their buildings and shit, he made these black people that lived in these buildings live in squander. Yes. Like they were they should have been abandoned buildings. He didn't give a fuck. He took the rent and said, fuck you if you didn't. Yo, he was evil.
So hold on. Reds.
And told them to fix his golf courses in Florida and didn't pay them.
But Reds, you have existed.
With the money from Ukraine that was supposed to help out Ukraine and withheld it because him and Putin are buddies.
So hold on. Hold on, Reds, you spill a lot of venom when you're spilling, and I have to remind myself that you are a cobra. But what I want to say, Reds, is that Joe Biden has given $40 billion to Ukraine while we don't have nothing over here.
He did not give it to them. He withheld it because he was supposed to give it to him, but he withheld it because he's friends with Putin. Putin said, no, don't give it to him.
Why?
That's not true.
He's friends with Putin since the 80s when he was a hug for the beauty camp.
That's not true, Biden.
Let's bring in a fact checker.
I watched all the court proceedings while he was president.
Reds, let's bring in the fact checker. Reds, let's bring in the fact checker.
Dispatch money to different groups. They will send the money across, let it look like it just support.
No, he did not. He withheld that money because Putin told them to withhold it. They're buddies since the 80s. He said no, don't give no fucking money.
Let me ask you a question. you still haven't at this point in time said what evil Donald Trump has done to the Maroon race. You was building as a means to say that he had people live there. Let me ask you a question now, Red. If you were running a business,
I watched the court proceedings for hours and hours.
You watch the court proceedings.
I watched that shit.
Okay.
If you're running a business, Red.
It's like he rigged the fucking Hillary and had Putin help Hillary get rigged out of her fucking election.
Reds,
she was winning.
Reds, I'm losing Christian crowd right now as you're speaking. Every time you burn the Christian them and burn these people, they jump off, say, God, I can't stomach all of that fire in that Reds.
Let the people fucking face close and she's clothing run away.
Reds, we'll have to bill you for today. We'll have to bill her, people. But you're trying to get a point across, because as Michael had said a while ago, this is a genealogist, a war about genes. But what we see is taking place in real time now is that the corporation is using the police and the soldiers and all of these security apparatus to oppress the people that have a voice, Ambassador. This raiding.
Get them back as Maroons. And as Africans, what do African people do every day? What do African tribes do every day? They call on their ancestors that have been murdered for help. They don't call on God, Jesus, Santa Claus. They don't call on them. They call on the ancestors for help. So why not call on the ancestors to give them the knowledge to fucking fight?
Fight what, Reds?
Fight the government. Kick them out of there.
Who is the government? Who is the government, Reds? Reds. Who is the government? Who is the government? Why aren't you on the street? Why aren't you, as a Caucasian descendant, on the street demonstrating about the injustice that your ancestors have perpetrated in?
When I meet up with an Obia person down in Jamaica, believe me, I'll learn some spells.
That is not going to solve the problem, Reds. You know what's going to solve the problem?
Yeah, it will solve the problem because they'll kill all the evil people and get the good ones to take over.
Reds, some people that you know and very fond of are going to die then, Reds. Because they support the foolishness.
Now when you have duppies to help you, duppies will do the work.
No, that is an illusion. Spirits can't work alone. No.
Spirits can't kill. Spirits have killed and they can kill.
No, that is illusion, Rich. That is like Christianity. That is like Christianity. That is like Christianity.
No, it's not.
Reds, I am not reaching nowhere with you. Scottish Maroon, I'll have to call back you and Michael, because Reds are not reaching nowhere with you. You're venting, and venting doesn't bring solutions. It does not.
Well, what?
Yes.
You call on Santa Claus for help?
No, I don't.
They call on Santa Claus for help.
We don't. No. We don't call on Santa Claus.
Why not call on the ancestors that you knew?
No.
Family members, friends.
No. Oh, Jesus.
Why not?
Nobody can.
So you rather call on somebody you didn't know?
Well,
you didn't even know the person, but
Reds, as I said to you before, you can't have a conversation with a defiance because you're not even the one. I know you love the whole thing, but at the said time, we're in a real time where FBI is raiding our people's house, and they're raiding it under the auspices that they're doing right. So that's what I have to talk about. But let me get some more people perspective on it now.
Nobody has to get their hands dirty.
I know. Wow. Reds, I'll touch back base with you. Michael, I have to touch back base with you. Scottish Maroon, wow, first Willie jump off. Now the whole entourage is right there, people. I just want you to know that Willie is my friend. Willie is one of my friends.
So I don't want people to worry themselves. Right? Because when you look like God not in charge and God not do nothing, God of him time. God is a God of time. It was in the fullness of time that God sent his son to save the world. Yeah. To provide salvation for the world. Right? When he was crucified, that's what he did. He provided an avenue for salvation. So when people don't see what they want to see, they get frustrated with God. Just remember a master plan that God has. You understand? Yeah, man, there's a master plan that God has. So we have to just work with the plan and look at the big picture. What most of you are focusing on is these little picture. We must focus on the big picture and try to understand that we're all a part of a great cosmic conflict, a big war between good and evil, a big war between truth and error, a big war between God and the devil. Right? See what mankind is doing now through the devil. Remember, go back in Genesis, God created man in his image. Satan isn't, but Satan come and say, you shall be as God, knowing good and evil. Yeah? So what Satan is doing now is trying to, he can't make life, you know. So what?
And a couple years ago, they labeled Africans who would struggle in their own interest as black identity extremists. They have terrorist designations for people like us who want to fight for our freedom. So I want to make that clear, that this is what they're saying it's about, but they need an entry point to be able to attack our movement, and this is the one that they're using. But they are accusing us of conspiring with the Russian government for, I can't even tell you because it don't really make that much sense. You know what I'm saying? So this is what they are accusing us of conspiring with the Russian government and for whatever purposes and interest they have not explained, but I guess this comes at the expense of U.S. democracy, which isn't that very democratic. So what is next for you? Did you get an attorney? What is the next?
Wow. All right. There you have it.
Didn't you get the
let's
we're
see
still hunting.
we can address the situation. I'm trying to get Dr. Zenzi. She is up there. She know exactly what's going on in the situation. Hello, beautiful. Sound like she's busy. Doctor, how you doing?
Greetings. Blessed new day.
Blessed new day.
Wagwan in the area.
Yeah, me see a thing pop up where the Black Panther is being investigated by the FBI. It reached on our desk, and you know, how they're doing it right now. We as a collective liberation minded people have to bear that this is not an isolation, because I believe that if they can target one movement, they can target all movement. Have you seen what I sent to your desk this morning?
I did see what you sent to the desk, and it's actually a continuation of what transpired with the Uhuru movement, with the African People's Socialist Party. It's probably going to extend to any pan-African nationalist, African-focused, anything us type of organizational effort, and need to be really cautious. That's why a number of brothers and sisters have been monitored or interrogated, most of the time properly. And I'm really surprised that this is escalating to the BPP like this, primarily because they know the history, tradition, and trajectory of how the Black Panther Party operates, and we need to all be in solidarity of supporting our African progressive, conscious, revolutionary organizations, because this is going to be this is their new stream. You know, whether they could say persons are attached to Russia, or anything anti-Ukraine, or anything that can be proposed as anti-American. If you are too supportive of the end of the embargo in Cuba, if you're too supportive of progressive activities and independence and self-determination within the Caribbean, Americas, South America, Canada, anywhere. And this is like a continuum of that particular piece. Because
because they did do, Grenada lost a prime minister just by affiliated. Michael Manley was also threatened just by affiliation. So what we're seeing is that the colonizers are globally connected, but they try to cut our connection off. What really got Marcus Garvey taken out was because he told them that he could be able to stand in the place they call America and have something reactionary happen in Africa. And we're seeing it right now, as you said a while ago, where the joining us in a battle that we have nothing to do with is a gateway for them to derail some of the progress that we've been making.
Right. And that's part of their intention. A lot of it, even something as simple as airfares going into the African continent and going into other parts of the Caribbean, they're making it cost prohibitive for us to even, beyond the pandemic, to even be able to gather and convene and plan and strategize on how we should be moving forward. This is a concerted effort, and we have to be, again, while we're speaking direct, we also have to be very cautious because they're coming after anyone. It's not just the organizational entities, but anyone that has any affiliation with any of these organizational entities. And that's something that is very challenging at this time because most brothers and sisters, we're focusing on survival and sustainability. And they know this. And they know that our intentions are to be in a accord that we can be unified, liberated, and have forms of social governance that are definitely anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist. But more importantly, we're not just into the ism portion, but we need social governance that's grounded on truth, justice, order, reciprocity, balance, divine righteousness, and harmony. Right? And that's what we move towards. And that frightens them. When we speak of sovereignty, it frightens them. When we speak of, we just going to detach from your chaos and your isfet, your madness, that becomes a problem because they like us prioritizing being involved in their chaos, hence the attacks. And this is, some people call it COINTELPRO 2.0. I call it COINTELPRO 2022 plus, right? Because it is not about our liberation and upliftment. It's about all of the talons, the fangs that they can impart on our people to make us fearful, collectively speaking, because we know in this network, however, to make our people not trust the process of our liberation and unification.
I know. We're joined by Ambassador Michael, and he's also very much aware of the plot that is going on, because while we are saying that it is not the Maroons or it's not... Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, easy.
Okay, give thanks. I'm not sure. I'm not hearing Rascadite.
You're not hearing me? I don't know. Why wouldn't you be hearing me?
I'm hearing you, guys.
Yes.
Okay, give thanks. I really am not sure what transpired with Rascadite because I'm not seeing his monitors move anymore.
Wow.
However, I'm hoping that he will come back into the network so that we can finish this conversation.
Yes.
I am here.
Oh, you are here. Okay, give thanks. Okay, I missed that. It's two different networks I'm seeing.
Yes. Sorry.
I hope that I've covered part of that piece because in looking at what you shared with I, this is a challenging time in general.
Yes.
And this is why many persons are taking the type of positions that they're taking in regard to just moving in a very independent, stealth-like form, because we can no longer, dealing with the Western construct. And when I say Western construct, I'm talking the globalization of the Western construct, because it ends up going almost everywhere. We have to really decompress from that chaos, and it's really a time for us to move forward with the revolutionary sovereign actions that work for us. But we no longer can continue to try to deal with their chaos. I'm very, very saddened to hear that these threats are continuing, because we have brothers and sisters that are going to be impacted and are going to defend themselves. And if we defend ourselves, then it's seen as an act of terror.
Doctor, are you hearing me?
In actuality, the true terrorists is
Are you hearing me, Doctor?
And so I'm hoping that brothers and sisters recognize and don't get played by the,
She's not hearing you.
Seems as if she's not hearing me. Doctor, I want to talk to her so much, but
yeah, I'm not. Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you, but you're not hearing me. You know, and I need to.
Are you able to hear me now?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
I'm not sure what transpired.
I don't know. They cut us off. You know, technology people. Ambassador Michael, that is Dr. Chensia, and
I'm here.
Yeah, and she is relating to the tape that we're playing out of Florida. I tried to bring it across to you, but because the other caller was so irate, we couldn't even talk about it. The arrest of Uhuru and his wife at their home at 5 o'clock in the morning, under the auspices that they are harboring friendship with the Russians. We're saying that these things must not be taken lightly, because we see where the law enforcement agencies are operating outside of the jurisdiction of law.
Yeah, but you see what these things are. Anybody can be friends with anybody. They can use that to go in, because every one of them is all signed to different international treaties and multinational arrangement to international relationship. If a country sits at the United Nations, anybody can be friends with them. So I don't know who is playing judge, jury, and executioner. It's like your parents would tell you not to talk to your cousin. But you look in yourself and realize that your cousin means good. You know what I'm saying? So nobody can tell nobody as an individual who not to talk to. That's the first thing. Yes. No, the next thing, the controversy, and what's so controversial is, how is it that you're telling me not to talk to these people, but you have them sitting at the UN, you have them sitting at the NATO, you have them saying, what kind of game? People need to wake up and realize that they're all in bed together. At the end of the day, they're still going to drink champagne and drink wine.
So that is why we're emphasizing to our people that this is a straight double standard that is going on. Because I never know that I would dream in this time where you have people going around as headhunters, looking for people who could associate themselves with other people from different planets of the earth, and then label them, and then use a law enforcement agency to attack them. That just does not cut it. That no makes sense in a 2022.
That's assumption. That's assumption and brute force. Bullies.
Yes, sir.
That's a bully tactics. That's an act of cowardly, without investigation, without logics and rationale. You know what I'm saying? How can you go to somebody when you have not gone through your logical protocol and your rational protocols? You know what I'm saying? And then you go touch somebody physically. To touch somebody physically, that's kidnapping. That's a kidnap move.
A lot of people don't. No, but they use these things under the premises of law. They pull you over on the road under the premises of law, but it is not law.
That is no type of law either.
No,
that is not even law either. That is a made up weapon of social construction to drive fear, propaganda.
Yes,
that is not even law.
Yes, sir.
That is just a fear factor that they have created through rumors of war. You understand? That's rumors of war, weapons of mass destruction and mass distraction.
Wow.
You understand? Yes, sir. That's what they've been doing. They know it's a sovereign time. They know it's a genealogy activation time.
In case you hold on, Ambassador Michael, in case you're just joining us, we are talking about what is transpiring. I want to play a little bit of my tape here so we can bring you up to scratch. This is a tape that we're very much aware of when it comes on to what's going on. Hold on, people.
That webinar is available. Yes. She just said it. We've had this discussion. This was a virtual discussion, so it's virtual.
Will you continue to work with Russia, or at this point, based on this?
We will continue to work with any force that supports the anti-colonial African revolution. We'll work with them.
Is it possible they're using you?
The African People's Socialist Party is an organization that's been here for 50 years. Because it's a backwards question. Because it presupposes that African people don't have the capacity to lead and struggle ourselves, but we do. And Chairman Amali Shatella founded this organization over 50 years ago, in which created the capacity for the African working class to determine our own futures. Russia don't determine Africa. Nobody else determines Africa but African people ourselves. And that is an insulting question. The African People's Socialist Party stands on its own and is able to make determinations for itself, which we've been doing for the last 50 years.
Wow. In case
in the 2020 election,
as I said before, we are monitoring this case because this is another groundbreaker, people, where you may saying that this will not affect us. I, as a Maroon who recognize my indigenous rights and not my subject privileges, is put in a predicament now for when these so-called law officers who are breaking the law approaches me in a disrespectful manner. I am going to be labeled. This is serious, Ambassador. This is really serious. Seems as if we have lost the ambassador. We had him a while ago. I'm not. Okay. He's actually.
No, I'm right here.
Yes. I just played a tape a while ago with this young lady even stating, because what the corporation is doing now, because of their illegitimacy as a jurisdictional government, they are playing the trick game on our people, because they have no jurisdiction, but they will try to force it that they have law. How can you have laws when you have no jurisdiction, Ambassador? Explain that to me.
Well, it's Jurassic Park, you know. They have Jurassic Park. They don't have jurisdiction. What they have is Jurassic Park. They have the animal kingdom. You know, that's why they're dealing with their thing.
And when we say no jurisdiction, law is land, air, and water. And if by chance people are wondering why we say they're not lawful, they are. The reason why they have authority is because of the maritime law that touches the land. Any life can go in the water. Doesn't mean that you dominate it, but you have rights in the water, in the air, and the land. Now, we are seeing where in particular, like the United States Corporation, who is a different jurisdiction than the UK Corporation, would tend to use their maritime law and inflict pain upon our people who they have no jurisdiction over here in America, the place that's called America. How does people understand what I'm saying, actually? I'm wondering if you're understanding what I'm saying. You're holding documents that does not have no jurisdiction on the land that you're living, and so the people who actually gave you these documents that is not from the land that have jurisdiction is overpowering you just because of how they have set it up. I'm wondering if people understand what that actually amounts to. And you were saying the laws that are here are not for the people who live here. They're sent in from other jurisdiction, and those are oppressive laws for those who are listening to me. I just hope that you can understand it. The lady went as far as to, I think Ambassador Michael is reconnecting. The lady went as far as to expressing these things. Ambassador, you there with us? I see you're multitasking, But I want to thank you for your time, seeing that you're multitasking. I'm going to see if I get back some other. I was trying to get this person from Florida, from the Black Panther. He tells us point blank that, it is all a setup. The FBI raiding in Florida is a setup. And also, they're not only trying to make it seem as if these people are involved in things, they want to dismantle them. It was not only the office that was raided. I'll bring it over back. Can we go back to
wasn't anybody speaking to my interest? And when nobody saying reparations to African people, nothing. So ain't nobody get my vote.
But in theory, there are groups you would say no to, right?
There are groups we would say no to that would work against the interests of our community and our people in the struggle. Yes. we would say absolutely no. We would say no to the Democratic Party. We would say no to the Republican Party. We would say no to the Green Party. We would say no to these forces that work against or try to maintain the social system. So, yeah, we can't say no.
So as of now, I mean, you're listed in the indictment, not your name, but are you, so they have not said you're being charged for anything like that yet?
Nope. Not. We don't even have the indictment. So we have no idea. We have, this is...
Ever cross your mind that this was maybe a bad idea? That this could happen. I mean, when you're talking to Russia.
I think you really got to know history, because when you see the Black Power movement of the 1960s and what happened to the Panthers and what happened to Africans who were organizing during that time, they got gunned down, they were thrown in prison. All these kinds of things happened to our struggle, and I voluntarily joined this struggle, recognizing that this is the history of what this government does to a people that struggles for its freedom. It struggles for true democracy. This is what it does to the people. So no, I did not enter this work being afraid or thinking that this was a bad decision. I follow the leadership of Chairman Amalia Shatella and African internationalism, and it does not steer me wrong.
Yeah. Let's just welcome Michelle in the building. Welcome to school. Welcome to the class.
Really nice corn. I found it.
Let's just get it back down there. But as I said before, Willie was in a very heated conversation. Michelle is here, and I don't want to lose any more Christian listeners. I have so much Christian listeners that listen to me, and Willie has sent me a long. Oh Jesus, there goes. I think Willie's on another call.
Yes, my brother, that eyes.
Willie.
I'm gonna tell you something. I have respect for you. I have them, but she sound like a crackhead.
Oh Jesus, Lord, my God. I'm gonna say if I get back Willie on the line, people. If I don't get back Willie on the line, that's just it. We're talking about unification. Listen to me, you and I may not share the said sentiments. You and I may not share the said sentiments. But as far as being a human being, I respect you. As far as being a living being, not even a human, but a living being, I think Willie, Minister Willie, I was trying to get you forward because you're a dear friend of ours. Let me first say that the colloquial language that Reds utter is not shared by the management and staff of Freshradiovybz, but we do not, I repeat, we do not stifle the expression, because freedom of expression is something that we care dearly about. Really, bring us up to scratch. You've been battered and bruised today for your belief, and you're still standing. I applaud you for that.
Battered and bruised, come on. Battered and bruised. I don't see that going in my brother. Hey, I am not a wimp. I'm not a chicken, eh? I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm not a wimp. So I have a problem with, as I sent you a note just now, with the healthy discussion where people, like civilized people, are allowed to express their opinion, and if you can allow a rebuttal and we can go back and forward and just take turns in expressing our concept, our belief, our ideology. That's healthy. But what is unhealthy is when it become like, I'm trying to talk over you, you're trying to talk over me, and we're not getting anywhere. It sound like we're quarreling and strife, and I'm not into that. That's why I hung up. And it's no disrespect for the program or you or anybody.
I know.
It's not about when reaching anywhere, because every time I am to speak or somebody speak, Reds is just constantly blah 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 blah. We can't do that. That's not how you have a debate or discussion.
Willie, the lady have been battered, as you heard. She's compared to someone who has had chemical in her system. I won't describe the chemicals, but there are a few of our people who are damaged product in that sense, and you must, as a minister of a man of the cloth, must admit that your organization have done fairly wrong when it comes on to some of these cases that is being presented to you, the minister, today.
I don't know about that. I don't.
Come on, Willie. The religious organization have damaged several people, Willie. You know that.
You know something?
Yes.
If you should run that by the members of the organization, the Seventh-day Adventist organization that I used to be a part of.
Yes.
I am sure a lot of them would disagree.
No, fisherman never said them fish stink yet, Willie. Cut it out.
But here it is. Here is it.
Yes.
In the Seventh-day Adventist church that I was a member of and that I was a leader in, right? First of all, she was making some accusation about money.
And molestation too.
Right. Okay. Well, let me say this. No organization is perfect, for one. But the next thing about the money is in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, it is so organized that there's deacons selected to collect the offering. The pastor in the Seventh-day Adventist Church never touched the offering. Never, and I mean never.
So hold on. The dispersing of that cash that you would stand up on a Saturday for at least 4 hours to organize for the people. You didn't see where it goes. You only collect it and send it out to the main branch.
No. What happened? So let me explain.
Yes.
The church select its leaders. And the church select a treasurer. The money going to the treasurer. The treasurer, on the envelope it is written what is tithe and what is offering. The offering is used to stay in the church to help out in the church. The offering goes.
Hold on. When it's a help out in the church, because I've been to several churches and threw my offering, and never have one pastor called me ever and said, "Gadite, we have a love gift here for you." I've never received anything like that.
Well, not because it didn't happen to you mean.
And I am a member. I was a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I got baptized in it, and none of these. What was that?
All right, so let me answer that too.
Yes.
They don't just get up and say, "God, here's a love offering." No. If God is in need and say, "Church, I need some help," you may get some help, or you may not, depending on the.
No, but Willie, I willingly brought my hard-earned cash and give it all to Jesus, and they take and never turn it. And I thought they'd take my sorrow and turn it into joy financially. There is not an envelope right here, Willie, that shows any sort of reimbursement from any religious organization, including the Seventh-day Adventists.
Can I say something to you, my brother? Let me explain something to you, and I'm going to give you an analogy. Bear with me.
All right. Sir.
In the Middle East, there's a sea called the Dead Sea, and the reason why it's called Dead Sea because it keeps on getting and never giving. But the other seas, them, if you notice, they're full of life, right? Because they get and they give. The point is, when you give, my brother, you don't lose nothing. When you give, you don't lose nothing. I'm telling you, the more you give is the more God bless you and you get more to give. So people who are giving, I used to sell cars when I left the ministry, and I used to, as I get my car profit of 40,000 or whatever I make off a car, I take out my offering and my tithe and I just give the church for help out with the gospel for saved souls. See?
No, but I'm saying that, Willie, you are willingly dipping into your hard-earned money and you give it to the church. We don't have a problem with that, but I don't see the church on the sidewalk making any amendment.
But Gadai, if you go down the road and you see a man on the road and them hungry and them broke or whatever, and you give that man the money, you know business what the man want to do the money. The man might go buy drugs, he might go buy food.
Only a fool causes pearl among swine. If I give you my money 1 time, 2 times, and I see what you do with it, Willie, I have to change. I have to change, Willie. I can't just keep giving you my money like that, Willie.
You're kind of listen what I'm saying, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Everything in life takes money. The Bible even says it. Money. Some people say money make the mirror go. The Bible says.
Really, I don't know why you keep adhering to this Bible. A while ago, Reds just burn you out for that said sentiment.
So I said to you, not because I'm not say well, you know why.
It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that.
I am saying here, my brother.
Yes.
Your giving does not deplete you. It blesses you with more.
But I think that's one of the biggest problem that we faced as the Maroon. We keep giving our all and only depositing and not getting no withdrawal as far as, Michelle just interviewed. Michelle said Willie is Willie and Dally 1 minute him this 1 minute that. She said that 1 minute Willie is with the program, the next minute Willie is not with the program. I don't want to speak for Michelle. She said that 1 minute you're posing with a heavy 404 saying that the criminals must come, you're not leaving it to Jesus to protect you, and the next minute you're saying leaving it to Jesus to protect us. She said that
we're talking about giving to the church, right? We're just sometimes all over the place. Let's stick to the topic. We're talking about giving. All right, well, I said to you that in the Seventh-day Adventist church, based on how it's operate, it does not, the pastor just go and he preaches and socializes with the people. That's it. He does not get to touch that offering. So no offering goes in a Seventh-day Adventist minister's pocket. He gets a pay out of that because he dedicated himself to preach the gospel. So the Bible says you must
hold on, Willie, hold on, because I have religious friends and they get house, they get car, they get stipend, they come like entertainers, they're paid to do a job. So you don't cut it, but they get paid because it's a job they're doing to brainwash the community, to bring the money into an organization who can take it out.
Right, so, let me ask you a question. As you said, brainwash. They pay to brainwash. Okay. So a man is out there is a murderer. A man is out there and let me tell you, I'm talking about living experience where I used to bury a lot of young people. See?
Yeah.
And young people bust gun in my ears when they bury them friend.
Mm-hmm.
And me have to turn to them and say, give me that gun, my youth. Nobody go kill nobody else. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And you turn to that guy and you turn his life around and you save him and you taught him the gospel and him come and him say, Pastor, I'm going to give my life to God. I'm not going to take no revenge. Is that so bad? I go to a drunkard that is on the road. I remember some years ago, I go to a drunkard in Waterhouse, and I spoke to that lady, and she hide from me, and don't want to come to the meeting that I invited her. And she finally one day she even sent her picnic and said, tell him, say, Miss me not there. And the little picnic come to me and say, she said she not there. Anyway, we talk to the lady and the lady give her life to God. If you see that rummed, turn around and the life that lady start living. One day I went to the church and miss somebody dressed. Hold on, man.
Yes.
This woman is nice and she come collect offering. And when me look, I say, hold on. I the lady this one out broke down, pop down man, look so nice, dress up good and in a church active. Is that so bad that people go around and preach the gospel and tell sinners to repent of them nastiness, them wickedness, them dirtiness, them slashing picnic joke?
Willie, Willie, it's not. Listen to me. When my son go to school, right, and the teacher have a nasty habit of giving my son candy because she's not paying the dental bill. And she in her own mind will be saying that is such a good thing. But I see through the synopsis of what they're doing. You can also kill a man with poison, make him drink the rum, and it's not so bad. Religion over the years have come like a slow poison to a lot of people. In the financial arena, Willie, there is nothing to show except big churches in poor neighborhoods. In the religious, you have hold on. You have Hero Blair and others, Jimmy Sagat, whatever it is, who go around and Benny in proclaiming to doing God's work when they're none of the biggest scammers. The religion organization is one of the biggest scam organization next to the law enforcement, and we need to eradicate them. Don't come around here about.
God eyes. Can you let me say something to you?
Yes.
You can be in the maroon government right now. L.A. Lewis is basically recruiting people around the world to set up a store. If one of them
to set up a what? To set up a what?
Whatever.
No, we're setting up a government. It's not whatever. And the government shall be upon their shoulders.
Hold on now, you set up one government in Canada, you set up one in England, you set up one
globally.
One of them take the money and run off and also rape off one of the women who come there to bring her money.
Yes.
Are you going to blame LA?
What I will do, Minister, is I will chastise that nastiness that make all of us look bad. But the religion, I have not. Willie, I have not seen none of the religious fanatics come out and chastise the molestation of boys. Hold on. The molestation of children, should I say? I have not seen anybody come and address the highway scamming of tithe and offering.
No, they get defrocked.
No. Benny Hinn has not been defrocked. Benny Hinn has not been defrocked. Benny Hinn had to come out and confess himself. Say he don't feel good sleeping at night time, taking people money under the auspice of lying.
Dada, let me explain something to you, my brother.
Yes.
I cannot speak for a man who go out there and set up an independent
and represent your cause.
Right. I cannot. Anybody is free to do. If I want to, you and I want to partner, go start a church tomorrow, we can. Yeah? But it does not mean so we need for the right motive.
But if you knowing that I'm a child molester and go into business with me, you are also wrong too?
No, until it happened, man.
No, but Willie, you knew about the rapes. Willie, people know about the atrocities in the church, but they just want to go to heaven. You don't care, Willie. You have taken several financial contributions from your own brothers and sisters, and you didn't ensure that a banking institution was in place to serve the people. Willie, it is you and the organization who over the years have told us about the sky opening and a blue-eye guy coming through. Isn't it your organization, Willie, that have every books out there telling us that Eve eat the apple and then trick Adam? These are rubbish. We're telling you, it is Anansi's story, and up till now, it's something that people are believing in, not knowing. So let me
ask you a question.
Yes.
But you're all over the place. Anyway, you just say it's Anansi's story, right?
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about if I say to you that the whole concept of Adam and Eve plunging the world into a disaster of good and evil, do we, even if the snake can't talk and yes, it's an answer story, what about is the thought about it? What about the reality that we're living today? Are we indeed seeing a world of good and evil? Yes, I am. I don't know where you live, but the world that I live in is showing me
the perception,
allow me.
Right.
We attribute evil to one that we call Satan, the devil, the dragon. We attribute good to the Most High God, right? I am seeing that reality. So whether the story is literal, the point of the story is reality that we're seeing. Because I'm sure you're seeing pick me and get them throat slashed. We are seeing evil go on and all of that in this world. So are you trying to tell me that it's not a reality that we're experiencing in this world?
What I'm simply saying to you, Willie, is that there's opportunity that people would take and manipulate other people. And in this modern time, because some of us are living like ostriches, it gives a prime breeding ground for unscrupulous elements. And one of the unscrupulous elements one of the unscrupulous elements within our existence at this time is the corporation called is a religious corporation, because the religious corporation has stood idly and see the rotting of what they're presenting to the people and still want us to hold on to it. I am not saying that there's not good spiritual connections out there that can guide us.
Thank you very much. But be balanced.
But we will have to understand that spirituality and the religious Jesus Christ that they're preaching unto our people is not the same. When you get up, Willie, and you tell me say it's God's will why the Corporation of America dropped bomb on Iraq, that is lie. That is blaming.
No.
When you say stick, hey, I'll listen to your thing, and you say stick to the plan. So that simply means you believe that everything that's transpiring is a plan from the Most High. It's not. It is not. It is being orchestrated by selfish individuals who believe that there is no God. But under the auspices telling us that, listen me, I serve Jesus, you know, and Jesus said don't kill, but it's alright to kill somebody who don't like you. That is not spirituality, Will.
Where you get that from? Whoever say anything to you like that?
About what?
What you just said.
About people, then if the Bible go and tell us it's alright to have slave, dear God, go and tell us it's alright to have slave. It's alright.
Guys, what do you want to talk about today? You want to be all over the Bible?
No, I am talking about the authenticity. I am talking about the authenticity of the book that you're putting your faith in. Which the religious organizations have used to control us. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I beg to differ because I don't see where my church has controlled anyone. What my church does when I was a part of it, it offers people hope. You know, if you were to go to prison and you're on death row, but there's a slight chance that there'll be an appeal and then you'll get away. Did you know that hope is what keeps you alive? And if you find that hope is dashed, you no longer stand a chance. When hope dies, everything dies, my brother. So even if you're telling people that they have hope one day, that a better day will come, that's good enough, because you're talking about hope that you're giving people. What do you want the church to do? To just say there's no hope and just throw up our hands in the air? The gospel is about good news, to give people the hope that there's a better day coming. What's so wrong with that again? Tell me.
We just have Michelle into the classroom and she may share some different sentiments. Michelle, I was trying to get you when Willie was giving me a lot of challenge question. What are you dealing with? Have you been listening to what Minister Willie is saying?
I just came in probably a half an hour ago in the building.
Yeah.
But I think Willie already know Michelle stand on that fact, you know, and you know me stand on it. So.
Yeah, kind of know.
You don't have to be a Christian or be in a religion to have morals, to know
right from
what
wrong.
is wrong. You don't. You understand? You have atheists that is doing better than people were in the church. So I mean, come on. If you give, you give. You don't. You know, if you expect back or think that this is the thinking that they have is that the Lord bless them back with something when them give. Ridiculousness. Let me tell you something. God live within. God no live without. Me look for my God within. Me no look without for my God.
No, but I want to ask you, Michelle. Over the years, you have seen some big pastors like Benny Hinn, Jimmy Swaggart, and Hero Blair. A vast amount of these people who even take off their jacket and swing it over people, and people drop down and say, "Whoa, Holy Ghost, hallelujah!" And they get healed, and then they collect a big offering. Do you think that that's a right perception, or was it a scam, Michelle, a whole scam?
Listen, those are the people who are the believers. I don't believe, because I think that when you believe, you don't know. Because you see, when you believe, you don't know. When you say I'm a believer, that means that you don't really know.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
You would say, I know this, I know that. You're just believing in what was indoctrinated in you from your come true, and that's all you friggin' know. And that's it. Jesus. You understand me? Nobody can come to me with that mess. Okay? Them can't come to me with that. Because when me looking in the mirror, me say God. Okay?
Mind your blasphemy, Willie. Don't Willie, you believe that perception, Willie?
Me say God.
Of course she's right. When
you look in the mirror, you say God.
No, she's talking. She's on the floor. Let her have the floor.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So Willie is Willie. If me I'll give to somebody, it's not that I if somebody beg me for something or what have you, I'm not gonna say give it to them and you don't care what they do with the money. I would rather, if somebody come to me and say something, and they have done it a lot of time, I will tell them that I will take you to go buy something to eat. You understand what I'm trying to say?
If you find out them have a dirty habit, you would rather spend the money for them.
Want to give more money and then you're still.
But the church don't do that. The church don't do that. The church, I don't see the church. I never seen a church build a house yet for one of my brethren.
Never.
You're being God dies.
Yeah.
It's all business.
To be honest with you,
Michelle, hold on. Michelle have to yield the floor before I turn it over. She's out.
Okay, you've been at it a while. Let me just say something. God says something.
Lord,
I need you to be balanced, my brother.
Yeah.
The other day there was this guy, Arthur. I forget where he's from, but anyway, you're supposed to know about him in Canada. He was feeding the hungry while the government saying you need to lock down your church and go away because you need to stop feeding the hungry. And the man at this side said, no, I am not stopping. And they lock him up and then the man there was about $200,000 worth of fines them give the man. And him determined say him defy the government and him go feed the poor people them. So there are pastors out there that are doing good. If you go back right now, even the Catholic Church that I preach against, that they are the beast and the mark of the beast and all of that, right? I can still vouch for them to say, even though they have some corrupt system, but there are some still good program there where they used to have a man named Father Richard Olam that goes around and build church for people, build house for people, because he came in my district and built 2 houses for my own people, right? So they had a program there where they used to build
out of the church money or government loan, because how long they get some food for the poor?
No, man used to get contribution and then use that money. So people used to contribute.
You're sure it's not food for the poor they helping me? Because I have some papers here.
For the poor, right?
Yeah, but that's a government. That's a government agency.
But my brother, you just asked the church now.
But that's not the offering money. The offering money. Hold on, because this is where people. The offering money is different from the government money, people. The offering money is the money that I and you throw to the church organization. Then the church go to the government and say, listen, because I have this amount of member.
Let me switch gear for you now. Let me switch gear for you.
Okay.
Let me switch gear for you now. Okay. All right. Watch me.
You stop switch gear.
Oh, Jesus.
Willie.
Michelle, can you allow me?
Listen, me. I go and go get my son.
You gotta make your mind up.
Okay, hold on. People, I didn't want to cut it there. I didn't want to cut it.
I was listening to the God eyes.
Yeah, but
since you are such a bitter critic of the churches, what has your God and your religion and your faith and
Willie, hopefully tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow. I didn't see that time catch up on me. I have to go get my son. But Michelle and I'll continue. Willie, we this is a healthy conversation. I'll replay it, but I really love it. I have to go get my son, people. My bad. Jesus, Willie. All right, Michelle. All right, Willie.
So come here tomorrow for tell me what has you and your God and your people been doing for the people.
I will. Jesus, peace, my God. People, thank you. Never since the time was rushing out on us so much. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you, my brother. I love you, my sister. Most importantly, the Almighty God that created heaven and earth love even more. If you cannot be good, please be careful. Until then, yo, Jah guide, all right? My gosh.
Oh, yeah. We never stop burning these fires non-stop. Yeah, oh, yeah. All right. All the leaders them all left up people.